It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. Stop the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. Stop the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Just a Perspective. Welcome for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're all doing well. We have a few items lined up to talk about, but chances are as the show progresses, new stuff will emerge and we will address them. Be rest assured, if you're here with us, if anything new emerges, this will be one of the first places you'll hear about it because we have agents everywhere. When I say agents, non-paid agents, the community members update us on what's going on. But more importantly, I do hope you're doing well and thank you for finding the time to join me on the show once again. I cannot thank you enough. Nightbot seems to be again AWOL this time, absent without leave. Nice to see you, John. I do hope you're doing well and thank you for liking the video. We have 6 likes. We can do a lot better than that. I'm trying to trigger the like command, is not happening. Away with Julius. It's been a minute. What happened to you? I hope you're good. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope the case is that you've been busy. If that's the case, I'm happy for you. Bills don't pay themselves. Nice to see you here. And we have Jellyhead. The window is officially open. Thank you for that update. Yep. The window is officially open. Let's see what happens. But we've been busy actually, even before, we've been busy talking with agents and players. But who exactly have we been talking to? I don't know, except certainly, yeah, we were talking with the Labs agents. Chelsea Ultra, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us. He says, good morning to you too. Thank you for joining us. Without wasting much of your time, I think we'll get into addressing the items we have lined up here. There's been a change in our group in Club World Cup. We had, I think we have, what was it, Club America? I forgot what club we had in our group, but that changed. Now, the Group D consists of Flamingo, the Brazilian side, Esperance de Tunis, African side, Tunisian side, Chelsea FC, and then LA FC with Olivier Giroud. So interesting. And I think Giroud is already talking about the game. But that's, by the way, still, you could say an easy group, though I don't know. To Esperance of Tunisia, they're usually a very strong side. When I was in Africa, I followed the African, what's it called again, Champions League, CAF Champions League, and they were one of the strongest sides at the time. Flamingo also, yeah, not a pushover, so it's not going to be easy. But if you look at the group, it'd be easy to say, yeah, that's definitely an easy group. But I think we're taking the competition very seriously because there's a lot of money involved. Their overall prize money is $1 billion. Wow. FIFA, I think they want to outdo UEFA. I think, yeah, that's how this competition, in my opinion, has become one of the biggest club competitions in the world. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. 7 likes, you can do a lot better because we're streaming in a vertical format. If you want to see the bells and whistles, which is the like button, Everything is just press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the option to like the video, comment, or share. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to go full screen, just swipe up. And believe me, if you go full screen, you'd never like to watch videos on YouTube any other way if you're using a smaller device. Tobias, nice to see you. Just like the Pedro Neto signing, except 2-3 surprises. I think of late, they found a way to keep their transfer activities under wraps. You could say that's the case. We didn't know we were looking at Quenda. We didn't know we were looking at Isugo. But I hope we do the right thing. The players that pushed themselves, even without a good enough striker, they pushed themselves to finish in the top five, win the Conference League. That's not that that wasn't an easy fit in my opinion. So I think the best we can do, or the least we can do this transfer window, take corrective measures by signing players of priority to what's the language that I'm looking for? Bring in reinforcement in areas of importance. I think that will go a long way. This team, they're maturing quicker than a lot of people had anticipated. So, but we have to not. We don't have to rest on our laurels. We have to take corrective measures, aka sign players that we need that will make us better. Players that will make us title contenders. I think that will go a long way. We can actually contend, but it depends on who we bring in. Big up to you too, the coolest Chels. Tebe good. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Big up to you to Santiago Muno, my brother, my assistant. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join us. I can't complain. I hope you're doing well too. I think the last time you were here, when I asked the reason for your absence, you did tell us the reason is that you've been busy. And I'm happy. Bills don't pay themselves, bro. But always nice to see you. Chelsea Ultra says we need more than just Delap and Jackson. But let's see. The transfer window just opened. Early transfer window for designed. The reason for it is for those clubs that would be involved in the Club World Cup to have a window to bring in the players they want to bring in, because it's become a very serious competition now. A lot of money is involved. And DJ Service in the house. Nice to see you, DJ. I do hope you're doing well. Good afternoon, Kachila from Romania. I am 2 hours ahead here. Big up. You went to Romania. Wow. All right. Your wife's place. I remember that. Your wife's place. Yep. Your dad is from Portugal, but Romania is where your wife is. Nice to hear from you. But thank you for joining us, even though you're not at home. I sincerely do appreciate that. I cannot thank you enough. Big up to you. This first report here by Vince, I think I should switch this like this. By Vince reads, Chelsea will kick off our Club World Cup a campaign against Los Angeles FC after the American side defeated Club America in a playoff. Former Chelsea striker Olivier Giroud is on the books of LAFC, so he will be reunited with the Blues. Played with James. Who else? Who else did he play with? Who else? Trevor Chalobah, I think. I can't quite remember whether he played with I can't quite remember, but it'd be nice to see Olivier Giroud. And unfortunately for me, I've moved far away from the East, where I had stadiums close to me. Like in Vegas, I had to see one of our preseason games. I think that was 2 years ago. But right now, I live far away. And with everything that's going on, I don't think I'd be able to attend any of the games. But it's okay. Yeah, but let's see help indeed. Yep. Is Chelsea going to win their seventh league trophy next season? It's a possibility. Timothy Olowomeye. Bon, I can't pronounce your last name correctly, but if I butchered it, apologies to you, my brother. I should know how to pronounce it correctly, but I think I did my best. It's a possibility, but everything comes down to what we do this transfer window. We don't need to sign too many players, actually, but we do need a striker. do I think Delap? I don't. I like as I've said before. He has he's he's a talent. He's a good talent, and if nurtured properly, he may well in the next season or two become one of the best strikers in world football. But there's no guarantee that happens, and which is the same for every young player. He's raw. He's quite raw. But one thing that gives me hope is his goal conversion rate much better than that of Nicholas Jackson. But he's not a replacement for Nicholas Jackson. He's an option. So once it comes in, Nicholas Jackson also becomes an option because now we'll have the luxury to switch things up. The manager will have the luxury to switch things up if he wants to, depending on the opposition. But I don't know. We will get to that in a bit. Press your unhold your screen for just about a second to see the bells and whistles. Like, comment, whatever you want to do, you'd find that. And also, if you want to go full screen, if you're using a smart device, just swipe up and you go full screen. Thank you. We have 10 likes already, but we can do better than that. Every time I see anybody that goes by the name Aaron, I remember Key in that skit where he pronounced it Aaron. But Aaron Judge, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Big up coaching company. Have a good day, everyone. Aaron, you too. I hope you enjoy your day. But thank you for stopping by to say hello, because that does sound like you're just stopping by to say hello and then go to work. But enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for saying hello, Mr. Aaron. This is saying that I have been here since Tuesday last week. Wow, I watched both finals in Romania, our final, and the PSG, and that was a disgraceful outing by for Inter Milan, in my opinion. Inter final yesterday will be back in the UK on Wednesday this week. Okay. Safe trip whenever you lift off to come back home. The lab having his medical today from reports coming out today. Yeah, I think he's having his medical right now. Actually, as we're speaking, according to reports. I'm excited about the signing of the lab. Hopefully, he hits the ground running. More importantly, what I saw that gives me hope. What I've seen that gives me hope is the fact that his goal conversion rate is way better than that of Nicholas Jackson. As much as I know that he's not a replacement, he's not been. We haven't signed him to be for as Nicholas Jackson's replacement. I think it's important we have varieties or options to choose from. I think that will go a long way. If anything, in all honesty, Nicholas Jackson is actually more of Enzo Maresca's number 9 than Delap. But Delap has worked under him and is still very young. I think he can be nurtured to become what the manager wants. But he has that attribute that makes him more of an out-and-out number 9, or you could say traditional number 9. So I'm happy we signed him. And like Dante said the other day when we discussed him, that even if the asking price was 60, 70 million, that Chelsea would have still gone for him. That he had been our main target all the while. But I'm not sure how to read that. But despite it, we keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And Dante is in the house. Constantin Dante, the captain of the community. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. To say hello to Tobejo. I don't know. What else do we have here? It's about the Club World Cup. Dante, this competition, it looks like FIFA's plan. I think it should be actually the biggest club competition in the world because, it involves all clubs, football clubs that meets the criteria to be part of the competition globally, not just Europe, not just one continent, but globally. I think 1 billion. I think is a good start. I remember you saying that the prize money still doesn't measure UEFA. Can you talk about why you said that was the case on the day we talked about the prize money?
Yeah, big up, coach. Everyone in the chat as well. Yeah, look, it's a bigger tournament. The problem is there's a lot of weak teams as well because there's a lot of confederations and stuff that that are not very strong teams. So
But as the competition progresses, it tightens.
As it,
Like,
yeah, that's the new format. So it's going to be much tighter in the next, like, the round, the quarterfinal, semi-final, final. It's going to be much harder than it was way before. So yeah, because there's more games as well and tighter competition. So look, it's good money wise. The only difference, we were saying with money, because you get a lot of money from match day revenues and sponsorships when you're hosting at home, and TV rights, etc., etc. So there's a bit more money on like on Champions League and that, but it's not too far off. And this is a way much shorter competition, obviously. But there's obviously more money in the other side.
what's the duration?
Sorry.
The duration? How 1 month?
Oh, this is not how long is this? 3 weeks, I think. 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
Okay,
3 weeks, I
I
think. Yeah,
haven't checked.
Champions
Go
League,
ahead.
as you know, is months and months. So yeah, big difference. So yeah, but because you play at
Especially with
home,
the new format.
yeah. This is all more. This is a lot of money. There's good money for the teams, but this is more money for actual FIFA and the confederations than the actual clubs as much. Yeah, because they're not playing at home, they're playing in a country. Yeah, so they're not playing at home, so that's the big difference. You make a lot more money playing at home, obviously, in the Champions League. You the group phase, and then especially in the second rounds, you're still playing at home until the final. You're still at home, semi-final, still at home. So that's where a lot more money is made on that part of the. But for a short term, like 3 weeks, whatever this is, then yeah, you're making very good money. If you look at it that way on a short term basis, you're making more money here, but obviously the other one's more money. Yeah.
Yeah, Mustafa, the issue is that, yeah, I think we've talked about that the other day. You used more than three emojis. When you do that, the machine that is policing the chat section will delete your message. And I haven't had the time to like make it to become a bit more lenient. And we have Kojo Ayumado. He says, "Hi, I missed the stream yesterday. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed yourself yesterday. That makes us happy. Yeah, I'm looking good. I hope you're good too. Which players do you reckon we are getting sold this summer? Okay, need lots of clear out and just a couple of quality signing to take us to the next level. Okay, I think the outgoings, you could argue, uh, not difficult actually to a call out, maybe for like a more specific language there. Some of them won't be easy to sell though. A few. Let's say,
Exactly. So
yeah,
we know the
Raheem.
names, but they're going to be very hard to move.
Yeah, exactly. Raheem Sterling very difficult to move on. Ben Chilwell, I'm not quite sure how long he has left on his current contract. Yeah, if it is less than a year or just 2 years, I think not much of an issue. Um, there are he's going to leave the Sassi. Whether it'd be easy to sell him, I don't know. It depends on how much he's on with regards to his salary. There are a few other names. Keparis or Balaga won't be easy to sell either. It depends on how much we're asking. Um,
He's got a
so
release clause now, though, coach.
okay,
He's got a release clause, I think 7 million, so it shouldn't be hard to move now.
7 million, not a lot of money. So probably I shouldn't have counted him as one of those that be difficult to move on. So I think that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you for that. So I can off the bat, I can't give you all the names, but if you take a step back and start looking at the players in our sport, I think it'd be easy to select those that are most likely to leave. The Club World Cup now offers more money than the Champions League. Dante, you said that no, that's not quite the case.
No, so yeah, you're getting it as in prize money for the winner and stuff like that. As in, it's bigger than it's much bigger than the Champions League. But when you take a whole Champions League campaign into it, then that's more. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you,
Champions
like
League,
I said, you're playing at
the
home.
Champions League does have a lot of sponsors.
Correct. It's got a lot of sponsors, and you're playing at home games, a lot of home games as well. So you're making match day revenues as well. So yeah, that's what I mean. But prize money overall, yeah, the World Cup is the highest now, as in individual prize money if you win it, etc. But yeah, over the long haul of Champions League, it's still more.
Have you seen our group? Do you think we can win our group? Well, yeah. In our Group D, where is it? Group D, Flamingo, LAFC, Esperance of Tunisia.
That's yeah, not that's what I mean. Some weak teams in there. Flamengo is the only one really that's gonna be a challenge, to
Not
be honest.
popular,
So
right?
But even
LAFC is very
them,
popular, especially because the competition is also in the United States.
yeah, they are, but they just don't have that depth. Unfortunately, they don't have the quality. They have 3 or 4 really good players, and the rest are much lower profile. So yeah, I see that those games being pretty easy in my opinion. Flamengo would be a little bit harder, but even that, they have like all 35-year-olds, basically, a lot of them in that team. So David Luiz, I think he left now, but they have a lot of 37, 38-year-olds. They're quite an old team. So yeah, I don't see them posing too much of a problem either, unfortunately. So I think the group stage we should be able to get through. It depends who Maresca is going to play. Obviously, he might play some weaker teams, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we get through that group pretty easily.
All right, seeing us linked with Ganacho, I don't think that happens. I mean, I'm not saying I don't work for the club. It may well end up happening I think if they can get him for a reduced price, probably they'll get him. They will sign him. And I'm not going to say because he flopped at United that the club shouldn't sign him. It's not up to me. If the manager wants him, and if they've had a conversation and decided that let's get him, that he will do well at Chelsea, I'm all for it. Who am I to blow against the wind? And Mustafa Yassar, marhaba, my brother. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining us. No problem. No problem. I think at Chelsea, I must get Gyökeres. I don't. The possibility is still there. There's no clear. Nothing. No, nobody's sure where he's headed to, but certainly he's going to leave Sporting CP. He may well end up at was it Liverpool? I think the DJ said he may well end up at Liverpool. Juventus, we've heard, and that is serious about him. United is another option. His boss is there, former boss in Ruben Amorim. So chances are he'd end up there too. Okay. Big up Ngolo Dante. He's saying hello to you. You remember him,
Big up
right?
Santiago.
Santiago Muno.
Santiago.
Yeah. Let's see. You support England and Chelsea, Mustafa. That's nice to hear. I do support England too, except when they play Nigeria. Gyökeres, maybe Garnacho. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Anything else to address here? The winners of the Club World Cup, actually, let's see. Actually, more than the winners of the Champions League. Okay, the prize money for the winners. Okay,
the prize money. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I said. Coach. The prize money.
Yes, sir.
That's what-
Okay. Let's see what else we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes that do go along with Chelsea. I understand that one. Only Osimhen we need for the striker position. Will it happen? I don't know, because he's still again a Napoli player, because he still has again under contract at Napoli. There's no telling where he ends up, but I'd say I don't think it's Chelsea. Not Garnacho, please. Besides, there are links to the Saudi Pro League for Garnacho. I think he would take it. A lot of money.
He's still young. He would take it. Why wouldn't he take it? He can always come back. He's still so young, so he can make a lot of money for 3 or 4 years and then come back and still be like 24, 25. So
yeah. So I think he would take it if in fact the Saudis are interested. Khalid Abdulhamid Hamid, nice to see you once more. It's been a while. I think a lot of the community members have realized that we're back streaming on a daily basis again. Any news regarding us meant nothing new, but we're watching. We're paying attention to what's going on out there, and be rest assured, if anything new emerges as the show progresses, this will be the first place. One of the first places. Yeah, about it. Go ahead.
Do you know these guys, P Square and all these, the baggage that Osimhen comes with? Have you seen
Paul,
all that?
Paul, yeah. Paul
all those guys. Apparently, a lot of them have quite bad news. Apparently, from what I saw on X, and it's all the Nigerians
That's
saying.
just people's interpretation, but I've
They're
always
saying,
known that he and Paul,
with all those guys.
they've been friends for a while.
This is the Nigerians saying it, not me. I don't know, because I don't know those people. They're just saying they're bad news. They're not good around, like to have them around. They said if he comes to England, they can imagine the carnage if he doesn't start a game or something.
No, I think that I read that aspect where I think one of the guys, CFC Accountability, there's one other guy, Max or so, Heston. Let him come first, but I don't think he comes. If it comes, the only thing the most those guys could do if Osimhen doesn't start will be to say something on social media, and that's it. That's nothing new.
That's all they can do. Yeah, they can't do anything else.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I think I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom so that we can continue. We don't have a lot. Once we're done addressing the items we have lined up, then we can start answering your questions and have fun with it. The Chelsea, I know, the Abramovich code before Zola. Yeah, Zola was an excellent dazzler. John Terry, Lampard, Drogba. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
they
So
were under Abramovich. They were
yeah,
not under
better check.
Abramovich.
Yeah, Abramovich
Those
era.
players, only a couple of those, not all of those, half of those.
Okay. Okay, spending time with your mom. Okay, yeah, enjoy. That family comes first. Tell her we said hello. Okay, doesn't like
Big
that
up
Man
to Big up.
United player. And the Sunday, Oluwaseun, up the blue, up Chelsea indeed. Thank you for joining. All right, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom in a bit, and we have Charles Jeremiah Edward. I don't understand why some of Chelsea fans are calling out the club owners for buying the lab instead of Osimhen. But if I may like to ask, which notable striker did PSG use in winning that championship? I think Champions League. Houston, fans will always be fans. If we sign Gyökeres today, I'll be happy. If we don't, Delap has the potential, but I think would be better if with an established striker in Gyökeres or Osimhen. But Delap isn't the end of the world. It gives me hope that he has a better conversion rate than Nicholas Jackson. That's not to say he's Nicholas Jackson's replacement. He's just an option. More tools for the manager to select from. But you should see Chelsea fans' comparison to PSG's performance against their triumph over Inter Milan. I think Jerry did a video making mockery of Chelsea fans celebrating the Conference League. I didn't even want to watch it. I watched 2 seconds into it. I clicked up. But here's the thing. I'm not sure what to say. Had we lost that game, the argument right now, what you'd hear, what they'd be saying, yeah, how we spent billion and couldn't even win that game. We won it, and we have the right to celebrate.
Of course.
We won it convincingly, won it in style, won it as if, yeah, we're bigger than this competition. Yet they don't want to allow us to celebrate it in peace. Our own fans, actually, our so-called Chelsea fans. It's crazy. But I don't know, Bobby. I think go ahead, Dante. Speak. Then we hear from Bobby. I think this is
it's
one of the
embarrassing.
things
I
he
mean,
likes to talk about. Yeah, go ahead.
Why wouldn't you want a club to celebrate a trophy? Yeah, it's not the biggest trophy, but it's a trophy we've never won, and it completes the set. And it's a trophy. And let's not forget, probably 70-60% of these young players, a lot of them played in the Conference League that didn't even play in the Premier League. And then the ones that came in the later stages as well, there's a lot of youngs that haven't won anything. There's a lot of them that haven't won absolutely nothing. So for them, it's very big. I don't know what the problem is with celebrating winning a cup. Even qualifying for the Champions League, that's a step in the right direction. They should celebrate that as well. That was a target. So
did you see
I don't understand the mentality.
The conversation on X? Where is our standards under Roman? We don't celebrate qualifying for the Champions League.
But people they need to get over it.
You know the whole thing. I don't want to insult anybody, but those that you hear on X screaming standard, I'm quite sure some of them are still living with their parents
in the basement, probably.
Since they don't want to shut up and act like sensible human being. Honestly, if I start speaking things that comes to mind every time I see that nonsense, 50% of them will start following me.
Yes. Well, like I said, I went on a massive unfollowing spree, and a lot of them unfollowed me. I got blocked by a lot of them. So yeah, it is what it is. But just be proud of your club. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate progress.
Standard. Yeah. So, okay, I get it. So we shouldn't celebrate qualifying for the Champions League. When was the last time we played in the Champions League? Did you even give us a chance? You didn't. These are kids.
Yeah, and we're in the right direction, and
exactly.
good times are coming. The good times are coming. They're ahead, but it is what it is. Some people will always be short-sighted. Unfortunately, it's just the way the world is these days. Everything's quick, quick, quick. They want everything done straight away, but they forget real life is not like that. Life is not like that. Unfortunately, things change. You got to adapt, and you got to look at the bigger picture. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, and UG Delap alone. Do I think Delap alone will be enough? I honestly don't know, but we'll find out. His conversion rate is actually close to 50%, and that's good, really, given his age.
It's
And he
very
can
good.
only
But
get, yeah. And he was excellent under Maresca in a youth level at Manchester City. So maybe the belief is that the Maresca will get him to, do as well as he did when he was still at Manchester City, part of the Manchester City Academy, under Enzo Maresca to be more specific. I think that will make a whole lot of difference. I think settling in won't be an issue. He's played alongside
Mhm.
Lavia, Cole Palmer. Am I missing anybody?
I think Tosin as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. And
yeah,
so I think the stage is set for him to do well, and he looks like a confident chap. So I'm happy. But despite the way, Bobby, let's hear you. People on X bashing the section of the fan base celebrating our return to the Champions League and our win of the Conference League.
Wow, big up, guys.
Big up
Dante,
to you too.
coach.
Bobby.
Yeah, what do I say? Again, the morning after the night before. Look, when I see people getting all butthurt over Chelsea fans celebrating their success for the season, for such a young squad, for a developing squad, you have to celebrate. What they've done is something to celebrate. They have finished clear fourth, which was a target met, and they won a trophy, albeit a trophy that, they say we shouldn't have been competing for. But I always like to remind people, as I did on your platform yesterday, coach, we
Mhm.
didn't qualify for Conference League. We were pushed into it because Man United won the FA Cup, and they
Even
may
I
as well
don't
have
remember that was the case actually.
yeah, and they may as well not have won the FA Cup for their performance in the Europa uh, League, which if we had been there, we would have done 10 times better, no doubt. But you know
We
what?
don't get to finals and lose it. We hardly ever
I,
lose such
I well,
finals.
I don't like speaking like that. I don't think that's really something I enjoy saying because you're
Mm,
just football, you're only as good as your next game, in my opinion.
okay.
And all I know is that looking at the way the team performed this season, I am quite confident that we would have done a much much better job than Man United in the Europa League. However, having said that, the Conference League was a very important exercise for this team. I think it's going to help this team. Look, everybody has their own path. That Conference League helped us exercise our academy players into first team football of sorts, and helped us use the squad and help the manager get to know the team. Now, everybody, as I've said, has their own path to success. I think looking at yesterday, if there's one thing we as Chelsea fans, or indeed as football fans in England, although they'll never admit it, with their they spent £1 billion. Well, how much did PSG spend? I'm sure it's even far more than £1 billion when you add the wages of Mbappe, Messi, uh, excuse me, and Neymar. So and not to mention the likes that they had, people like Ibrahimovic and so on. Even Thiago Silva, when he was there, wasn't on peanuts. So, everybody has their journey. They threw money at something, it didn't work, they took a different route. Even now, a lot of their youth, most of their youth, I know the commentators, because of trying to minimize Chelsea, said had to highlight the one young player they had that came through their academy, but most of them were bought in. Brocola, the Bugo, the guy,
There's a redo.
Duo. They were all purchased, And, so what? Good luck to them. They've gone a different path, young, unknown stars. We have our own path. And these youngsters needed a trophy to get the Chelsea feel about them and move on. We know this isn't the ultimate goal, but it is a goal. It is a trophy. It is a major trophy. Whether they like it or not, it is a major trophy. It's a European trophy. They can minimize it, they can give all the reasons for its existence, but the truth and the fact of the matter is that it exists and it adds to our pedigree. So we should celebrate. I think the people that despise Chelsea celebrating are those that are jealous, those that don't want the best for the club, and so-called rivals. And what do we care? I don't really care. I don't listen, watch, or pay attention to sour grapes.
Yeah, we shouldn't. Houston, I was just pissed off. Some of them I'm friends with. It just doesn't make sense, the sort of thing they say. Look, I get it. We've struggled for a few years right now, but I don't think it's okay to bash people because they're celebrating our return to the Champions League, celebrating us winning the Conference League, which we didn't win. It wasn't a scrappy win. It was a dominant win. We won it like, yeah, we are bigger than this competition. Be happy for us.
Yeah,
Against
especially.
against the odds, look, nobody gave us a chance. 99.9% of pundits, football commentators were saying we're done. We're not going to qualify for Champions League. We did it and did it in a manner we didn't get there because Arsenal did well, and England now has 5 slots in the competition, not because one team lost or the other team won. We actually won the same amount of game as Arsenal, didn't we? I think the only difference is that we lost more than them.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
that's
look,
how well we did this season, actually.
coach, there's a sadness in me sometimes when I see some of the things that get thrown at Chelsea. Now, it's not because I can't, I've been a football fan for decades. I understand rivalry, I understand banter, I even understand ill will amongst fans. Alexandre Del Piero yesterday was being interviewed, and one of the questions he was asked was, "Are all Italians getting behind Inter Milan?" And he looked and he laughed. He said, "Are you kidding me?" He says, "Absolutely no way. There's so much football rivalry. Forget that. Other clubs that are rivals to them don't want them to win this game today." That's normal. That's what club football is about.
Hmm.
It's fine. But some of the stuff that gets thrown as Chelsea is divisive. It's premeditated, it's calculated, it's political, especially coming from the media. And that's what I hate. I hate the kind of evil, deliberate way it's done to try and change a narrative. It's not even done. You have sporting banter. This isn't sporting banter. This is deliberately trying to create a narrative, and that to me is dangerous. That to me is what is wrong with the world. Too much mind control. People are trying to control people's minds. Oh, let's attack Chelsea so that young people, when they're growing up, they look at this club in some type of way. Oh, they look at them and associate them with, oh, it's just money that got them there. It's just, that is evil. Because if we're going to just talk, oh, it's just money that got them there, then what's the point in praising PSG for what they did last night? I thought they were worthy winners, although what's been going on in Paris, as I see on my or rather, yeah, my X feeds, is a bit concerning because it doesn't make any sense to me. All that violence and burning up everywhere, but that's a digression. But what they did last night, I was very impressed. I feel sorry for Inter fans because it's a humiliation they're never going to get over for a long time, if ever. And I think praise to who, credit to who credit's due. But the stuff they do with Chelsea is just malicious to the nth degree. They look for every single, and that's why this particular person on X, as with many media, I at first I didn't take him that seriously. Now I'm taking him seriously because his constant attack on the ownership, attack on the club, attack on that has something else behind it. It's not just somebody that's upset, or it's not just somebody that is just uh, cantankerous, just trying to uh, uh, grieve for the club not being where it was and being impatient. This is a premeditated thing. There's something behind it, and it is calculated. And that I will stand up against because there's too much of it. This is only football. I think it has to stop. And more, what obviously makes me more angry is that it's targeted against my club and it's targeted against the future generation of fans to the club. And we have, I think, a responsibility. And I know you're doing your best, and every single person that gets on this platform. But we need to stop that nonsense because it's just destroying football for everybody. Ultimately, if we allow people with those sort of agendas to plough their wishes in the sporting community.
All right, let me catch up with what we have in the chat. I'll come back. Let's see. Yeah, I think Sanchez stays. Again, even before we got to where we are with him, the club where they are, where we are with him right now, I knew his salary will probably he'd have to take a pay cut for everything to fall into place.
I
He will
have a
stay.
really big question to ask,
Mhm,
if I may.
mhm.
It's I know, the transfer window has just opened, and I know I listened to a very interesting discussion between Terry Fleurs and Ben Jacobs last night. Terry is a Man United fan. I know, that he's somebody that he gives banter. Sometimes he doesn't like Chelsea because we're rivals, but he's not malicious.
He can be objective. Yeah.
He can be very objective at
Mhm.
times, and that's why I still subscribe to him and listen to him. And he had a very interesting chat with Ben Jacobs. Now, I didn't totally agree with what Ben Jacobs was saying, but I found it interesting when he was talking about, Chelsea probably won't go for another striker, and he gave his reasons. But I beg to differ. I still think we should. I think we can't be too sentimental about players coming in and, oh, this guy might be scared, he may not get um, um, first team action, all this nonsense. No, no, no. You know my opinion and all that. But I am looking at our transfer dealings so far, and I know it's not a deduction that we may be able to make until the end of the transfer window. But I'm wondering, is it enough? I keep asking myself, have we put ourselves in a position where we're not going into the Champions League or next Premier League season just to compete? We're going to be a threat. We're looking to win. Have we got enough in our tank to do that?
No, right now I'd say we don't have enough, but do I think we're done? No. Ben Jacobs could be wrong, but he didn't. I think I watched that particular video. He didn't say that's it, we're done.
No, he
But
didn't.
no, but he said. I think he did say something to the effect of that's a chance we could still do that. He did mention that the club loves Nicholas Jackson. Of course, we've always known that he isn't going to be sold.
Yeah,
Um,
rightly so.
I don't know. Let's hear from Dante. My opinion is that we're not done. I think even if here's the thing, I get it. Everybody's screaming for a number nine. I don't think Maresca is building a team where once we get to the final third, we channel all our goal scoring chances through a single individual. That's usually again, watch PSG. They don't do that. I think Maresca is trying to build the sort of team where the goals will come from multiple individuals, even midfielders, defenders, attackers. But it's good to have a traditional number nine to mix things up. Um, I don't think we're done. Let me just leave it there. I don't think we're done. I don't know whether I would sign another traditional number nine in you can say in the level of Gyökeres or Osimhen. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I think there are lots of things. If you take a step back and look at them, you start questioning what you've always believed will be the case. But let's hear you, Dante. Your thoughts on Bobby's question.
Yeah, look, I don't think we're signing another striker. Like I said on the last show, I think Delap's the striker. We're going to sign another wide player that's more direct as well. So I definitely not now before the Club World Cup. I think Delap was a deal now straight away. It's good. We're going to have him. He's doing the medical today apparently, and then he pretty much he's going to come and then he's going to get to the Club World Cup with us. So yeah, I don't see us signing another striker, to be honest. Like I said, we did sign already another striker for next season. That's Emega from Strasbourg. So he's going to be signing a pre-contract and he will be joining next season. So that's another striker there. So because of that one, I don't see us. The only way I see us signing another striker is if Jackson leaves. But do I see that happening? No, I don't really see that happening, to be honest. I don't think he leaves. But you never know. You never know. But that is the only way I see us signing another striker, to be honest.
And Bobby, if since you watched that video, something we talked about even before I watched that video, Ben Jacobs did say something with regards to how we convinced Delap to join us. He did say something that to the effect of that had
Of
Delap
course.
known, if he knows that we're going to be signing Gyökeres or Osimhen, he probably wouldn't come to Chelsea.
Um, he kind of said that, he
Yeah,
was talking in light of, players' feelings for having high level competition that would come with big money and expect to start. He had said that, and he also said that their feelings in light of having maybe some superstar come in and score many goals, which means they're going to keep playing. Um, what he said made sense, but you see, football, leadership, success, building, winners, leaders, organizers, makers don't care about these sort of things. They build their team based on how they build their team. I have to admire Luis Enrique. Enrique came to PSG. He said, "No, don't want Mbappe." Yeah, he had to put up with him because of the politics and the money around him, but you could see he really wasn't his cup of tea. He tolerated him for the time he had to. When he left, he was like, "No, I want this. I want these youngsters. I don't want big names." The only name he sort of kept, and he was just a solid influence and a player Chelsea had been chasing for ages. We always wanted Marquinhos, but PSG wouldn't let us have him. He kept, people like that. So he stuck to the old model of young players embedded with one or two very strong old heads. Fair enough, good for him. I don't know if we can really afford to do that. I think Chelsea are going to go one of either two ways. Either they're going to go and get this marquee striker and have three strikers, and whatever people want to spit their dummy out the pram and make a fuss, fine. The good thing about someone like Delap, he's low risk. If he wants to leave, he can leave and we can actually make money off of him. So I'm not saying he should leave. I'm just saying if we got a striker who was irreplaceable, we would have to it would be easier to cut those ties. So we could either go that way, or, as Dante is saying, we don't get another striker. We stick with him and continue with the children plan. In that we'll have him, we'll have Jackson, who's still developing, and boy, next season he has to. Jackson really needs to start delivering finishes next season. If not, he as a player will be somewhat tarnished. And the Mark Gui's of this world, who would be a third striker. So it's interesting to see what we do. Question is it enough? Now,
yeah.
another
Vante,
thing
you haven't
PSG,
answered that aspect of Bobby's question.
just to land before he does, another thing PSG showed us last night: have the courage of your convictions. You're playing football against 11 human beings, not against 11 superhumans. If you have the courage of your convictions, the commitment to tactics, the studying of the other team, you can go and beat anybody. And this is what they showed us last night. So is Chelsea in that bracket? Possibly so. Certainly from what we did at Forest, we have the foundation to be able to do that.
Yeah, and Ben Kendall, it's a machine. It's not a human being. Nightbot is a machine. It's not a human being. It's pre-programmed to. If you're not a moderator in the community and you use all caps, especially if you mix it up, actually it gets worse. So apologies for that. You're saying keep the blue flag flying high, and it deemed it that spam, which was why it deleted the message and timed you out for 5 seconds. Don't worry, I will find time to make the machine a bit more lenient. It's a machine, it's an AI tool, yeah, not a human being. So don't feel like anybody is fighting with you there. Okay, if you're listening. Let's see. By the way, Rain, nice to see you, Rain. Adama Traore and Emiliano Martinez. Martinez, maybe. Adama Traore. Is it Traore? Traore. Let me see the spelling again.
Good.
Traore.
What's this trophy your guys won? I'm looking at it was even here at Brentford's ground. I'm just seeing it.
Oh, the Super Eagles versus Jamaica.
What trophy is this?
I forgot. I didn't follow it. I've forgotten what it was called. I think the Unity Cup or something to that effect. I can't quite remember. I don't want to see no more Liverpool or Man City. The time tips. Okay, Mustafa Yassar, thank you for that. Mustafa, I appreciate you joining us. Up Chelsea for life. Ali Gambo, thank you for saying that. I appreciate you, Chelsea. I'll try saying we played and we beat a good Betis team and are the first team ever to complete the whole set of club trophies, domestically, European, and world. There's nothing wrong in celebrating. That's how I see it. And we did it in style. We didn't struggle in that competition. We only let our guard down a beat at home in the second leg. I think it was against Legia Warsaw or so, because probably we knew that, nothing happens for us not to go to the next level in that competition at the time. But listen, I don't really care. But I'm going to start calling out people in a way that they're not going to like it. And my goodness, if I decide to do that, I can be feisty, and they're not going to like what I'll be telling them, honestly. But I will try to be as civil as I've always liked to be, as I'm trained, brought up to be. And we qualified for the Champions League again at last, and all with the youngest team in the Premier League. Yeah. And that's something. But they don't care. Colin Moani for Chelsea is good. What has happened to him, really? Some people should have sampled standard of the 70s, according to Stav right there. 80s and 90s, when we were relegated 3 times and we were battling to avoid bankruptcy. Chelsea Football Club wasn't founded in 2003 and 2004. Speak. Unfortunately, some of them, that's all they know. So, Rain, I'm going to say hello to a lot of people there. Scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. And I'll try to remember to dial down the strictness of Nightbot so that it doesn't delete people's messages. I don't think keep the blue flag flying high, CFC till I die. Shouldn't be deleted, but I'm not good at programming Nightbot because I haven't taken the time to look at it. All right, Dante, let me have you again. You have the floor. Answer the question whether we have enough, to contend for the title next season.
Yeah, look, the good thing about getting Delap early and some of the other players that are coming early, we get to see them now. The friendlies, the Club World Cup. For example, if Delap and Jackson, or especially Delap, they're really struggling, they're really bad, well, that might change the plan. If they really struggle and they can't, get it going, that might change the plan a little bit, but I still don't see it. I still see us seeing getting a more direct winger. I think Maresca said that's what he wants. He wants a more direct winger. So that's going to make a big difference, I think, to the way we attack as well. I think Gitten's probably from Dortmund. He's the one probably they're going to go for. And yeah, he's right up there, to be honest. He's quick feet, takes his man on every time. Head up, that's what you want. And he always goes hard at goal, shoots. He goes for the goal. And yeah, off that left-hand side with the right foot. So we have all left-footed, mostly left-footed players. We need a right-footed winger as well. So he's gonna be one that's coming in, hopefully, to do that. So
who, Gittins?
Gittins, yeah. So I think they're going to look at that more option, spend money on that, and get a really good winger that's more direct. Because I think we still lack in that department. Madueke, from like I keep saying, for me, it's just not. He's not doing it for me. I don't. I think it's
I
look.
mean,
He's still
he has.
developing, but
He, I,
the last 2 seasons, I haven't seen
it's not been
anything.
consistent. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
I have to give Dante that one. I've defended Madueke with that in front of Dante. I've tried to stand up for him, but I'm not convinced. His game, there's a defect there that gives me
yeah.
concern. I'd like to believe that he proves us wrong somewhere, but he's not giving vibes of someone that will ever be good enough.
No, and I agree with that. The good thing is we have Esteval coming in, and I think he'll take his spot very comfortably, to be honest. And then you got Neto on the right as well. Then, of course, our left wing, we got if Sanchez stays. If not, if we get someone like a Gittins, he's on the left side with the right foot. And then Mudryk, we don't know when he comes back what's happening with that either. So yeah, look, Madueke, I don't know. I would sell him now while his value is high because I don't see. I think his value is just going to drop next season because he won't play that much, and I think he'll just sulk on the bench and he just, he won't be happy if he's not starting every single game. So yeah, unfortunately, we've seen him now for 3 seasons, nearly 2.5 seasons. We've seen him, and I just haven't seen any improvement. To be honest, I think he's got regressed, especially this year. In my personal opinion, I don't think he's done well enough. Um, so yeah, I think we need to get Esteval will cover that very well. Pedro Neto is coming into himself as well. He got better and better as the season progressed, more comfortable in the system. Uh, I kept saying when he comes from Wolves, you're coming from that team. The way they play is going to take him a while to adapt, and it's taken him a while. But he's really, I think, the last couple of months really shown that he can be very valuable. Play on the left, play on the right. He'll be a really good player next season, in my opinion. But yeah, we need another winger, 100%, another attacking, more direct winger. Because really, I mean, Madueke is the only sort of direct winger we have. But like I said, he's just not good enough, unfortunately, in my opinion. I have not seen him develop enough. So yeah, look, Gittins will be good. Obviously, some other names we're looking at as well, but I think he's the main one. He suits that criteria. I know people don't like Garnacho, but he's another one we're looking at if the price is right. He's another that type of he's another direct left-sided winger that's right-footed. So
If the Saudis come calling.
yeah. Um, so he's another option maybe, but Gittins for me would be the good option that suits. He can play across the whole front three, even as a striker if he needs to. And I like the way he really plays. His feet, quick feet, head up all the time. That's one thing I have against Madueke. His head's always down, and he's
What
too
about
predictable.
Rodrygo?
He's too easily to defend. So yeah, he's a good player, but yeah, look, the striker, I just don't see us getting another striker. It's got to be a really horrible run now in the friendlies and then
Yeah.
to a Club World Cup. Like they probably have to play really bad, not score, not gel at all. Not train well, not get along with the teammates or something for us to sign another one. I just don't see it happening. I think Delap is the only one. Is it enough? I think it's enough because we got Jackson that can play against when we don't play against low blocks, and Delap can do that. He's got that physicality. He's really good in the air. Quick
I
shot
think,
straight away.
yeah,
Doesn't
the
play
Labs
around.
arrival will most definitely make a difference.
Yeah,
Will it be
he
enough? I don't know.
battles. He's strong. He's got really strong core strength for the way he plays, and he really bullies defenders bigger than him. So he's a perfect. We needed that type of player.
And Bobby did ask you. He did ask
Got
about.
dynamics.
Bobby did
So
ask you
yeah, is it
about.
enough? I think
Bobby asked you about Rodrygo.
Rodrygo, him leaving Real
Madrid.
Madrid. To be honest, second of all is this wages. He's on 200 something, 200, just over £200,000, I think, a week already. I don't see that happening. Plus, he's going to cost over 100 million to get him from Real Madrid. Real Madrid are not selling him to us cheap. He's going to. Don't forget, they want the Hazard money back probably, so they're probably going to sell him for that much. So I don't see that happening, to be honest. I just don't see him fitting in that well. He's more of a. He's not that fast. He's more of a slow type of Rodrygo likes the slow pace. From what I see, the way he plays, where Esteval coming in, he likes fast pace, so that will really suit the Premier League. But Rodrygo, no, I don't think he'll suit that well the Premier League,
And
to be
plus, I
honest.
think he's probably will opt to stay remain at Madrid because the manager Xavi, he said openly he wants him to stay, and the issue he had was with Ancelotti, not with the new manager.
Yeah, if he does leave for some reason, I only see him going to like Barcelona, maybe Bayern Munich,
The issue
that
he
can
has,
pay that high. Maybe Juventus, not really the Premier League, to be honest. I don't see, or maybe Man City, but I don't see Pep liking that style of player. I don't see him liking him. So yeah, look,
has a
I
problem
don't
in
think
that
there's much of a chance that one.
he has
Yeah,
a problem in that
go ahead, Bobby.
sorry to cut him, but he has a problem in that he's never going to play ahead of Mbappe and what's the other guy? Vinicius Junior on that left hand side. He will
Yeah, but he
always
plays on the
be
right
on
hand side, Bobby. So
left, right, wherever you want to call it. I
yeah.
understand he's on the left, but he will always be on the bench. And will he want that? There's also another problem they have in Hendrick, who is always going to be on the bench with the talent in front of him.
Sorry, Bob,
I
you're
think,
saying he's going to be on the bench from now in the future, or he's been on the bench because he's played like nearly every game.
well, he's going to be on the bench. There's no two ways about it. I haven't watched Madrid that closely, but I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't had a lot of bench time in this Madrid squad, and it's only going to get
He's a
worse.
starter, Bobby.
I
He's a
think
starter. He's been a starter most of the season.
Rodrigo,
Yeah, yeah, of
it's
course.
I
Rodrigo
think
we're
when
talking
he
about, yeah?
started staying on the bench when he had when the issue in question, I'm not quite sure what happened actually. I didn't pay
Yeah, he
attention.
had a bit of
I,
an injury, and there was
I,
some a
I can
little
assure
off-field
you,
issue or something. Like, we don't know what it was, but he played most of the season as a starter, and then I think over 80% of the time he was a starter. So I mean,
I
he's
don't know.
starting.
I don't know if he'll come to us, but I'm almost certain that Rodrigo will leave Real Madrid. As if
Me
they're
too.
not careful, will Endrick. I can't see a future for Endrick at this moment in time. You may
Yeah,
say he's a young man, but you are the guys that are exponents of the fact that they've got to play, they got to play, we got to play. Well, he's not playing, and he can't play in that squad. That's just the reality.
There's no
So
space for him right now in our
yeah,
ranks.
he'll either leave or leave on loan, but he can't stay at Madrid. And Rodrigo, the same thing. I can see Rodrigo leaving. I doubt he'll come to us with those wages, of course. But there will maybe will PSG even bother? I think PSG are overloaded as well. They're not going to spoil the youth they've got in their ranks. It's going to be hard for, as you
I
say,
think
to
they will
find
sort out
someone
whatever
who
the
will
issue
want
issue
him.
that. Go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, the Italian clubs may pick him. Inter's looking to rebuild.
yeah, Inter maybe, but then I don't think they'll pay. I don't know if they'll pay that much. There's no way they're paying over 100 million in any Italian club. First of all,
No, no.
no, that's what I mean. There's not many clubs in the world that are going to play $100 million for Rodrigo. There's pretty much no one now, to be honest.
All
Going
right.
to be interesting.
Let's catch up with what we have here. We haven't actually started adjusting the items we have lined up there. I want to see Enrique and Chelsea. Yeah, he's at PSG, and after winning them the Champions League, they'll probably give him a 100-year contract. I cannot stand him managing Arsenal. I don't think he goes to Arsenal. But right now, he's still at PSG. Let's just
Why
stick with
on
he's at
earth
PSG.
would
Yeah,
Enrique go to Arsenal? Why?
yeah.
He's not leaving PSG
He's
for a
not
long
leaving
time.
PSG actually. He's just achieved the you can say the
Holy
he
Grail.
won them the most important trophy.
He's got a
Yeah.
lifetime contract now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not going to let him go. They like him there. All right, what else do we have here? And this is Rugged Frankie. Get a quality in a reliable striker in Osimhen, dependable goalie and a leader in the back line, and we're good to go. Let's see what the club does. We need Arteta to stay at Arsenal. I think eventually, I don't know if they're going to give him another season, but I think they're starting to grumble. They're starting to complain a lot because he
Yeah,
spent
he's
quite
getting
a
another
lot
season.
actually. He spent a lot of money.
Let him stay there forever. It'll be
I
good.
hope he stays, but I don't think he stays. They've started even the fact that Thierry Henry openly criticized him. I think that's a huge problem for Arteta.
He's getting next season, coach. He'll be
Yeah.
there next season, 100%.
Yeah, probably. He probably get next season. More likes, people. More likes. We have 92 people following the show, and we have just 20 likes in total. We have 226. 92. The rest on X. If you're following the show on X, take a second, drop a like on the video. Follow our X account to help us get to 6,000 followers as soon as possible. If you can come join us on YouTube, we'd really appreciate that too. Bobby, that's DJ saying hello to you, and I've said hello to Rain. Rain says Gittins is mid. But I think Gittins is mid. Gittins is actually a fine dribbler. His dribble success rate is higher than all of our wingers. I think I've looked at that before. Go ahead, Dante. Were you saying something?
Yeah, he's better than all our wingers.
Yeah, he's better. So low block, not much of an issue for him. That's probably why we're looking at him. City are getting Ryan Chucky. That's one player I want us to get. Honestly, if you're what's his name? Please do not use all caps. Lennox, Lewis, Zagoat, do not use all caps. Your message will be deleted. Even though, yeah.
Coach, just time out Nightbot, please.
I can't time out the machine himself. If you use all caps, the machine, the AI that is policing the chat, it will delete your message. City are getting Chucky. I honestly like Chucky. And I've heard people say he has an attitude issue. Here's the thing. Kids will always be kids, and it takes time for you to nurture them into behaving as professional footballers. You get the point right now. So what I'm saying is this. Chucky, I would have loved him at Chelsea. And I told people the attitude people are complaining about comes with the territory of being as good as Chucky is.
Yeah.
That's just me. But go ahead. Were you saying
something? I think his deal to City, they bid now, haven't they? So it's going to continue. I can't see anybody else getting him but City at this point in time.
He will cook on that. He will cook on that. What's his name? He will cook on that. On that Pep. Go ahead, Dante. You wanted to say something about that?
Yeah, look. Yeah, I like his talent and everything. Will he suit the Premier League? That's a big question for me. I know he's very skillful, but he's a very lazy player, like very lazy player. So will will the pace suit him? A quicker pace as well. Defenders more physical. That's a big question mark still for me. Look, they're getting him on a bargain price, cheap, so they can risk it. City can risk it. They have the money. They don't care. They'll risk it. He's not starting in that team.
Yeah, they've put in a first bid, but I'm not sure that's going to be accepted. They're not going to give him away for free, that's for sure.
Because but
he still has a bit left on his current contract, right?
Yeah,
it's not much. He wants to leave. They want to move him. It's not going to be much. Like for City, 20-something million pounds is peanuts. Nothing.
But he's not expensive. Yeah, he's not expensive.
Yeah, but they're not going to take 20-something million for Shirky. If City are lucky, they'll get him for 35. That's the kind of money that's been looked for.
Well, if no one else higher, I think we heard that. Remember, we heard
no one's bidding. Well, then
we heard that. Remember, we heard 20 million, right? I think it was Ben Jacobs, or was it that said no? They want a lot more.
Yeah.
No, he did have a release clause, but I think that expired, and now they want more because they heard English clubs are interested. That's why, obviously, and Man City's interested, so they know they can play an extra 10 million, no problem.
Yeah.
But no one really wants him. So Lyon want to move him on. He wants to leave Lyon now too. So if it's only City, well, City's just they'll pay a little bit extra, but they're not paying. I don't think they're paying that much. They're not going to pay over 30 million.
But that's a good deal.
Max 30 million, maybe.
That's a good deal, and I wouldn't mind a player like him, even though he's a lesser player. And I'm quite sure you're referring to his behavior off the ball. You can accommodate such player because he's capable of pulling a rabbit out of the hat. He's that good. And on the Pep, Go
The
ahead.
problem is he plays in the middle, so he would play where Palmer plays, and you need to at least go back a little bit and work. He doesn't work hard. He likes the ball given to him, and then he likes to showcase his skills,
We
which is
had
good.
that in
He's got a
Eden
lot of them.
Hazard.
He's very
We had that
talented.
in Eden Hazard in terms of being lazy off the ball.
No. He's not an Eden Hazard coach. He's not even close.
No,
He
no,
hasn't got
off the
that.
ball behavior is what I'm referring to. I don't think they
First of all,
differ
he
that
hasn't got
much.
that strength. He hasn't got that acceleration. It's very different
I'm
player.
saying behavior off the ball, or to be more specific, defensive contributions is not something. Contribution is not something you get from Eden Hazard. He would probably foul
Yeah.
somebody right away.
But the problem is, Eden Hazard was out wide. You can accommodate out wide. You cannot accommodate in the middle.
Centrally.
Not in the Premier League. Not in the Premier League with DMs, so many DMs and such physical players. And you cannot do that in the Premier League centrally, in my opinion. I haven't seen no one do that in the Premier League, can do that. Out wide, like Hazard was, out wide on the left, yeah, no problem. You're out wide. It's isolation, more one-on-one there. Different. But when you're in the middle, when you're in the number 10, it's very different in my opinion. So I think he might struggle quite a bit, but I don't think there'll be much pressure on him because he's not starting. That's for sure. He's not starting over Marmoush or some of these other players, Gundogan and that. Then he's not starting over these players. So he's basically like a third choice if he comes in. So he's not going to play that much.
All right. Rich Moneymaker says Chelsea are thought to be considering an attempt to bring Maguire back to Stamford Bridge. That's good news. For me, I don't want us to pay anything north of £90 million. Not even close. I don't want us to pay anything north of £70 million. I think that's too much,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
It just
No way.
and then if we pay
Yeah.
anything north of 70 or even north of 70, then it would be stupid because we let him go in the first place and then pay that much money to bring him back.
The
That
one thing you
reminds
got to remember, Coach, we do have a 20%. So you do take 20% off because we
so
got another.
if we're buying him, that's 20% will be taken out from the asking price.
Correct. Yes, that was put in his contract when he was sold. So we do have that 20% buyback option. So it is you're gonna if you sign him for 70, well, it's less because it's basically 50 something or whatever it is. It's not bad. I mean, for a England international starting centre back. I know it's Crystal Palace, but they did win this season, and they were very impressive last season. And this season, and they've won a trophy as well. So, and they beat Man City in that final. So he's won as well now. So look, I would pay for him that much because his salary is not really an issue. So when you stretch it out, if you give him don't forget he's only 24, so you can give him a 60 contract, no problem, up till 30 years of age. So once you stretch that out, really, and with a 20%. If it comes down to like 50 million, that's pretty good in my opinion. You can't get better for a player like that, of that caliber.
And he knows the club so well. So
And he knows the club. He's been at a big club before. He knows the club as well extremely well. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know whether to believe that we're seriously interested in signing him. That's the truth.
Look, it's been quiet, but we don't know. He's been on the list. He's popped up of every list.
You can
but
argue
we
our
don't know.
priority is a left is Hato because he's capable of fulfilling the left centre back role and also left back. This season he's played more as a fullback. Last season he played as a CB. But let's see what we do. Yeah, I'd say I don't know because we're lacking leadership, enough leadership in that back line. That may well be the reason why we push through the signing of Mark Guehi. Nice to see you once again, Rich Moneymakers. I do hope you're doing well. And by the way, Rich Moneymakers, always nice to see you. What about Nkunku? He most likely leaves Chelsea. I think he will take some. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen for Nkunku to remain at the club, even though when Maresca, I think it was Bobby that didn't believe that he was actually not fully fit, that it was just down to his attitude, maybe. I don't know what to believe, but I think if he stays, I'll be shocked. I think he leaves. The manager's approach doesn't suit him, for one. And even when he was given opportunities, he didn't take it. he looked disinterested. I did say this at the time, and I'm going to keep saying it. He had good, ample opportunity in the absence during the absence of Nicholas Jackson, and I think at the time also, and Cole Palmer, he had plenty of opportunities to show that yeah, he's committed to the course at the time. He didn't really take it. I get it. He scored two goals or one headed goal that he took a lot of risk to put away, but still, for me, I didn't see enough commitment from him.
He's definitely our coach. He would have played the last two games. He's been fit the last two games. So that shows you that. And like Bobby said, most likely he was probably fit a bit longer. They just, if they knew he's going to leave, they're not going to play him because what's the point? So, especially the last two games now and the final, especially you didn't see him in the conference. You saw Guy coming ahead of him and he was fully fit. Well, that should tell you a lot.
And listen, he hasn't actually played enough for us, and yet I think his contract is already winding down. I don't think he'd have more than 2 years left on his current contract. At most three,
No, he's got nearly 3 years left.
nearly three. That's not
Yeah.
a lot. But I think knowing our owners, they're not going to sell him for cheap. If you want him, you got to pay up.
They're not going to take a loss, that's for sure.
They will not. No. Yeah, so Nkunku, that's his case. If you have any other questions, drop in the chat. But Noni is getting better and he's only 23. Okay, if that's how you see it, good for you. I mean, we cannot be buying young players only to discard them after 2 seasons. We need to give them time. Chances are he stays. But here's the thing. From the perspective of the club, I don't think they'd be in a hurry to sell Noni. But from what I've seen, just judging as an outsider, I don't know him personally, but he does come across as a sort of individual. A few games into the season, if it's not the preferred player to start games, I think he'd push to leave. He looks like the sort of individual who's confident in his ability, in his own abilities, that he'd feel like he's the best player at the club. And if it's not starting, he'd push to leave. And that's the only reason why I believe he will eventually leave. Not because the club will not be patient with him. But let's say this again. That said, the part where you say we cannot be buying young players and be discarding them, listen, we will buy as many young players as we can. And if we feel like we can do better than that young player, we'd sell you, buy another young player.
Correct. And that's exactly what's happening. Esteval's coming in, and then next year Quenda's coming in.
And Quenda is an excellent talent. Hopefully, he comes and hits the ground running. He won the Portuguese
There's another
league.
midfielder that we've got. I can't remember his name.
Hugo.
Yeah, he's actually coming in this summer.
Yeah.
So
Hugo from Sporting as well.
Yeah, he's a destroyer, mainly.
He's a DM though. That's
I think Bobby, just 1 second. Bobby, you remember Rodrygo, right?
Rodrygo, which Rodrygo?
He used to be on the panel here, but I think he stopped going. He only speaks on X right now. He says Isugu has the first touch of an elephant.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's always going to be the critic, isn't there?
No, here's the thing. That's the truth. I don't think it's as bad. He is. That's an exaggeration. In all honesty, but I think he's still young and will become more polished with time.
But that's not his role. His role is to come
to destroy, and he's good at it. Yeah.
And man mark our position's best player. Destroy, just keep on them and hit them hard and
shoot.
Come on when we see a game out and see the game out. And exactly. So he's got a specific role, and that's fine. We need that. You can bring him on. He's got a strong shot. Yeah, he's got a very strong shot too. So look, he's a very talented player for his role that he does. So I think he's a great asset to have, especially in the team we go next season. Where if we get leads, you want to keep that lead, and Maresca likes to do that. So you can take Enzo off or give Caicedo a break. You bring him on, and you shut up the game. Him and Lavia, goodbye. So you take Palmer off, you put him on in another central midfielder there, and he completely just destroys everything, breaks everything up, and sees the game out. We need another player like that. So I'm happy we got him, and I think his role will really suit what we're going to do next season.
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby. You were saying something.
No, I can't argue with that. I'd mentioned him, and I was just saying that it's we have got players coming in, and nobody really knows. I understand Kendry Byers is going to Strasbourg,
Yeah.
but is that a certainty? Is he coming to the Club World Cup with us? Because if he is, chances are
He
that
is.
could be up for that could be up for grabs. Depend if he does well,
Exactly. Yeah.
then it becomes another conversation. Um, so I don't know. This is why I asked the question: have we done enough not to get the strike? Definitely, we need that left back stroke centre back person. Then we do need a left sided attacker. But have we done enough in view of these extras that we need not to get us another striker? That's what makes me, especially viewing those that are out there, and especially look. Sometimes you buy players. This is an age-old thing. I don't care what anybody says. Big clubs will sometimes get a player to block a rival from getting him because he would do better for that rival.
Of course
So
it
at least
happens.
we
Yeah.
try, yeah, at least you try and delay the process for a season. Now Liverpool are going to pay over 100 million for Florian Wirtz. I'm not sure really if he's really that good, but I
That's
think for
crazy
them
money. And there's
it
no
is
guarantee
crazy
he
money.
does well in the Premier League.
Yeah, especially a German striker. But anyway, that aside,
He's
you
a, he's
know,
a, a central attacking midfielder. He can, yeah,
It's a 10. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
10.
he's a 10.
yeah, well, yeah, but often they will, especially for the national team, they do bring him on as a striker. But that regardless, he will probably do well for them as a lot of players tend to do. But with him, I don't want them to get Hugo Ekitike as well. I really don't want them to have him as well. They've got a lot. They still have Salah. I haven't heard them trying to get rid of what's that guy that I mentioned yesterday, Jota. He's the one striker they have that I always get concerned when I see him on the field because he knows how to score.
And
So
he's
they're quite
unpredictable. Salah is
unpredictable.
predictable.
So
Jota isn't.
Jota, so they're quite loaded. And if they get him, it is to overload and to block him going somewhere else. Now, we are loaded enough with Delap, but I think we're a club that can afford a luxury. And I would go for Ekatike, even if it means we don't go for Gyökeres. I would go for Ekitike because he's somebody that could be within the three striker mix, and we could last the season with all three of them. Because only one of them is really your out and out striker. He and Jackson are more or less support strikers, and Jackson can drift to the wing, and I think he can drift to the wing as well. It'll be a very interesting cocktail, and in my personal opinion, I think we should go for him. We need another striker, especially
For
with
100
the
million, Bobby.
well. Look,
I
look at
don't
the
think
prize
it'd be
money
that.
we're
Yeah, I don't
going
think it'd be
for.
that amount. But
That's
there
Yeah,
what
has
they
to.
want. They put a statement there. That's how much they want for him.
well, I don't. As I said, I don't know if that price will hold. Often we hear this publicized, and other things will be said. Maybe closer to that price. I don't know if Florian Wirtz is going for 115 million. Um, do you know what? I don't know. But if the club feel that with the level of competition they have ahead of them, they can make that purchase, I think they should go ahead and do it. In my humble opinion, it's not about sentiment, it's all about winning.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
end this poll, which asks the question. What's the question actually? Should Chelsea? Does he have the question? What did I do there? Okay, but
Sorry,
63
let me ask
percent.
Bobby a question. Bobby, have you looked at Ekitike's stats in the Bundesliga?
No, to be 100% honest and fair, I haven't done that groundwork for myself. I'm going on what I'm hearing, the video clips I'm seeing, and what people that are somewhat reputable are saying. So maybe that's the wrong way to judge him.
I
Well, how many
think
goals do you think he has in the Bundesliga
I think
for the
15 or is
season?
it 20?
No, no. It's lower than that.
Is he an out and out goal scorer though? I thought
He's
he's
more of a hybrid number 9. He's a
yeah.
He's a
hybrid number 9,
striker.
not even more of.
I don't know. Look, if you feel that that's he's not good enough, fine. I accept that. I'm
But
not
Yeah,
buying
I
all
don't.
this.
I think he's a very good player, young. But the problem is, it's one season, and he scored 15 goals in the Bundesliga. Now, 15 goals in the Bundesliga, I'm sorry, is peanuts. It's not much. It's very good.
Here's where what from what you just said, Dante. And this is he hasn't performed consistently season after season. This is the first season where he's had that many goals, right? That was your point.
In the Bundesliga, it's your
Yeah,
first season.
that's exactly, that's something to bear in mind. But for some reason, I think the scouting, our scouting department and the directors, there's something they see in him that we don't see, and it looks like Rob Benton
I know
signing
what
him.
they see. They see
Yeah.
much better. They see a better Jackson.
Yeah, because
That's what
he
they
actually
see.
beats Jackson in all departments. He's
Exactly, but he's
a much
exactly the
better
same type of
creator.
Jackson,
Yeah,
but a
go ahead.
much improved Jackson. So that's what they see. Which
So maybe a good
it's
competition for
good. I
Jackson.
see the same, but not for 100 million and not for 15 gold in the Bundesliga. Like come on, like
That's a lot of
one
money.
season, like that's ridiculous. Like maybe 30, 40 million, like Jackson was. Yeah, Jackson had more goals than him in Spain. So, like that's what I mean. He's on a massive contract, long contract. He's young. They don't want to sell him. They want to keep him. They put 100 million price tag on him because they can, but no one's gonna buy him for that. No one's gonna buy him for that price. We can because his salary is very low, like super low. So
So
you probably
that's
can stretch
okay.
him out.
That makes up for how much would pay for his transfer fee.
Exactly, yeah, because his salary is super super low. So you get him for probably under 100,000. I think he's on, I don't know where he's now, 20 something thousand, 30,000. So look, he had, for me, yeah, he's come from good stock, good pedigree. He was a PSG, academy, and that PSG played. But like, first of all, he's got no physicality, Bobby. You like physicality. He's I told you how many kilos he is, like 70 kilos. And height, just a comparison, I told you the kilos, Havertz is 83 kilos. So 13 kilograms, and look at how Havertz, how weak he is and how skinny he is in the league. Take another 13 kilos off him and you've got him the same height. So just one little nudge and he's gone in the Premier League. Like it's
Yeah, I
very easy
mean,
to
from
shoulder him and just push him off the ball.
from what I've seen of him, he's a gangling spindle. He
Exactly,
look
yes.
he
But
look
did you see the goals? 85% of them are from open play, as in transition,
He,
one-on-ones.
yes, in overall, he's seriously raw.
No, he's not. He's a very technical coach. He's very
But
quick
he's
feet.
raw. Raw in terms of decision making. You see that he's not a mature
Yes,
player yet. He's
yes.
not polished. He has the
He's got
skills.
no core strength at
He's
all.
an
Zero
excellent
core
dribbler.
strength,
Actually,
basically.
he's that sort of player. If he decides he wants to go into that box, even if you have 10 players on him, he will attempt it, even when he
Look,
shouldn't. So the rawness I'm talking is not that he's a bad player. He's
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
good
No, he's a
player.
technical player. He's a very good
Yeah.
player.
But raw in terms of decision making and some of the things you see, you realize, yeah, that's a kid right there. He's not polished.
Yeah, you can't pay that much money and that much out of your salary cap for that player. You just can't do that, in my opinion. That is a massive, 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 massive risk. Very low reward because how much you're paying for him, and you're shutting out your rest of your options, and you can't buy other players because then you wasted 50 or
So
60, 70% of your pay on that guy. So
yeah, here's what's gonna happen. Let me catch up what we have in the chat. I think we can transition into discussing why do we need him. For me, I'm just gonna say quickly. I think it's just a competition for Jackson, which will make Jackson better.
100 mil competition, coach. Come on.
No, I don't think we'll pay that much money. You know that. I think,
No, we don't pay. Yeah, we don't pay that much,
no,
but
we will
that's what
not.
they
I
want.
think we'll move on. I've seen the pattern, knowing that if they force us to pay that much money, we'll probably say bye, Felicia. Even what
Yeah,
Tebeho talked about yesterday when we discussed the possibility of Ekitike joining us, he did say something to the effect of, you are allowed to pay the transfer fee over time. Even at that, it's still a lot of money.
Yeah, they can do a
mm,
payment like
yeah.
over. They can spread it out for over 10 years. You pay them, 20 million. Sorry, yeah, 10 million a year. They can do it like that, and then it's cheap. But still, it still goes on the books for us differently, not
And you
payment
could
options.
argue there are other factors you could argue that gives us an edge over other clubs that are interested. We have a lot of youngsters, and Frankfurt, they don't have a lot of money. We could promise them, come to us, we'll loan you some of our best youngsters that we don't have a place for in our squad right now.
No, they're
DJ
good
did
with money,
send me
coach.
something, the reason why we're ahead of Liverpool in the pursuit of Ekitike. I don't think it's something I can read right now. If I try to open it on the main system,
Frankfurt's a
probably.
selling club. They make big money every season selling players like that for high. They're known for high. Remember Luka Jovic and all these? They sell them to Real Madrid for 80 million. The guy
What
was a
happened
complete
to Jovic?
a bust. What do you mean? What happened? Uh, Again, another Bundesliga big hype young kid. He was 19 as well. Uh, that's what I'm trying to say. Bundesliga, I don't trust. If you don't have ridiculous goals, like look at Werner, Havertz, they had like a lot of goal, like ridiculous. This guy hasn't even had a quarter of that. So for me, it's not a smart business decision to spend that money on him.
No, I don't think it makes sense really. So let's catch up with what you have. Dr. Just quickly, how about Adagura, the Turkish international, the young kid? Would you take
Yeah,
him?
yeah, very talented,
But I don't think
but
Brazil. I don't think Madrid are looking to sell him. He's a good player.
I don't think they want to sell him. He was brought there with a project in mind to stay there and learn behind the players till he turns to a certain age. So, and he's still very young. He's only 18, I think, still or something like that. So 19 or 18.
Was that delicious goal? Was it in Euros or the World Cup?
Yeah. That's when they signed him. Yes.
Was it? No, I think he was already a Real Madrid player
I think
before
that's
that
when
goal.
I think that's when they signed him after that
No,
World
no.
Cup.
And
If I
he was
remember right.
in Euros. Where did he score that delicious goal? He was a Madrid player before that goal.
I can't
Out of the
remember.
goal, yeah, I
Yeah, I
think so.
can't remember that long.
Yeah,
I
but
haven't
I
followed
like
him
him.
that much. He doesn't play that much.
Yeah, he doesn't play that much now, so probably they send him out on loan. Rennie saying Madrid, they're not. They are not. They are not. They're probably one of the clubs with the biggest revenue stream. Editors, sorry guys, I'm gonna scroll past quite a lot of stuff. As much as we like to interact with you, if you try to that be all we do for the day, if we just keep reading. So apologies, we scroll to the very bottom, then we try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. The club are looking at Nico Williams at left wing. That rumor has refused to go away. As left wing, also Chelsea still are pursuing Ekitike, and according to Christian Falk, we are front runners for his signature with Chelsea officials this week. I listen. I'd rather him than Jackson, but because probably Jackson does probably look the more physical of the two players. I think so, but maybe I'd have to look at Ekitike a bit closer to see. Wow. Why did I even highlight that? Having discussion with his agent, that's good. That's a good sign. Let me see anything else I want to talk. Do you think Chelsea will finish above Arsenal next season? The possibility is there,
It's too early for
but I
that
need to
kind of
see a lot
comment.
of stuff. I'm not
We
going to.
can't buy that one.
Well, it's only 5 points,
Let the
Bobby.
transfer season be
Only
over.
5 points. We
It's
could have
only
easily
five
done it this
points,
season.
but let the transfer market go. Get to the end. Let the season start. Then we can have that one sensibly. I think Arsenal are going to get Sesko. He's another physical beast. They're a very physical team already. I think it will strengthen them, but will it? A lot depend. Arsenal's success depends on what everybody else does. If we do
No,
our
do you know
market properly,
we won equal amount of game as them this season. We just
yeah,
lost.
yeah.
I think we drew more or so. I can.
Coach, I
They drew a lot.
maintain,
They drew
They
a
drew
lot
a
of
lot. Yeah,
games. Yeah.
yeah.
I maintain, and I continue to say, I remember things that everybody else forgets. I remember why we were in the Conference League. Everybody forgot it was because of Man United, and I know that the
Yep.
reason we struggled to get in the top four in the first place was because of injuries to key players at key times in the season. That's
Yep.
what has always been the bane of Chelsea, losing Reece James, who is look at Reece James when he's even a quarter fit. What he does for us, he's a kingpin in that team. Reece James, Wesley Fofana, Romeo Lavia for most of blooming 2 years. In January we lost our only two strikers. We've been injury riddled with key injuries at key times. Even at one point, post January, Cole Palmer was carrying an injury. So I think if we had had a fitter squad, we would have definitely been fighting for second place. That's my real opinion, because all season we've been in that top four. Now that's why I say next season, let's see what transfers come in. Let's see how the team is. The Club World Cup is going to be a very important tournament for us, because it is the preseason before the preseason. It's the real blending time. And that's why we must get a lot of these these transfers done. Now, will all the players feature in that tournament? Probably not, but they'll be with the team in a team setting, integrating, blending, learning the manager's tactics, and him learning about them. Then we can start making predictions as to what will happen in the next season. I don't like predictions anyway, but you see what I'm saying? I think
Mhm.
now if we start to, it just doesn't, it kills our conversation because it's so unrealistic. It doesn't make sense, in my humble opinion. I can't tell you what to do on your platform, but that's just an opinion. So, yeah, let's just see. Let's see. There's a lot of transferring to be done. We don't have that many more players to bring into the club. Two more, left back, left winger. I don't think we're going to buy a goalkeeper. I really don't. We may not even get a centre back. I'm not convinced we're going to get rid of Chalobah. I think Maresca is beginning to like Chalobah, and I think he may keep him. I think he should stay. If anyone, it should be Desasi and Badiashile that should be on their bikes. I think Chalobah makes us a stronger team. So I don't know. We need to watch and see the goalkeeping situation. Sanchez and indeed um, uh, Jorgensen, their performance towards the end of the season left us with a headache. We have a headache now, because I can't hand on heart say Sanchez, and I'm amazed I'm saying this, because I would have hung him on the ceiling to dry at many times during the season. Honestly, I can't hand on heart say he doesn't deserve another chance. Listen, the way this geezer was claiming balls from crosses, actually kicking the ball out to the right players, or at least clearing the ball that's not going to an opposition towards the end of the season. Not to mention his saves. I was impressed. Uh, I
I
gotta
mean,
say,
he finished strongly. In
he
all
sure
honesty,
did. He
yeah.
sure did, and he had a bit of an injury. And the saves that Jorgensen made in the Conference League final, I, to me, that's if they put them as one and two going into next season, I wouldn't fault it. It's theirs to throw away, if you know what I'm saying. I hope they don't let us down if that happens, but they've given
Yeah,
us a
Petrovic
headache
as
now.
well coming. So
Petrovic, now people are talking about selling Petrovic. Can you believe? I'm like, what?
Here's what happened. I think what Monaco did. That is, they made it open that they're looking for a goalkeeper, and then the thereafter we started seeing reports that Petrovic is open to join in Monaco. I mean, put two and two together. It's easy for Tom or to realize that, yeah, those are just Junos or big accounts just are doing it for clicks, because it makes sense that Monaco, after making it open that they're looking for a goalkeeper, for them to say people will like to listen to any reports suggesting that Petrovic is open to join in Monaco. It brings the click for me. I don't think it's anything serious at the moment. Would I be surprised if we end up selling him? I'd say no. Um, you never know. But go ahead, what you were saying, Bobby.
Just to top everything off that, I was saying, coming back again to last night, football changes all the time. We're in a whole new dimension of football. What Chelsea has done, because I really think it's down to Chelsea, I think PSG mimicked part of the Chelsea model, is that you will find going forward that all these teams in Europe are all looking for youngsters. Football's become a youngsters game now because of what PSG has done, because of what Chelsea are doing. Look at Pep. Pep is looking to buy young players, young players.
And more
Uh,
importantly, Bobby,
yeah,
financial restrictions or financial
yeah,
bodies monitoring.
and
Even if you
and
have a
bringing
£3, there's only so much you can
you
spend. You
can
are
bring.
allowed to spend.
Yeah,
That's
even
important. So younger players tend to be cheaper.
wage bills as well.
Wage bill also important. Yeah.
Even the mighty Real Madrid is cautious about how they spend money these days because of financial regulations. Certainly, Man United are in big trouble. Newcastle, who I think are hovering around waiting to see who isn't getting who in order to move in. For example, don't be surprised if nobody touches Hugo Ekitike, you suddenly see him rock up at Newcastle, that sort of thing. But everybody's going young. One, to try and keep the wage bill down, especially English sides with the phase two of the PSR coming in, which is the algorithm of the lowest income club, which calculates your wages, which means people are going to be scrambling to sell players on high wages that they don't want and bring in youngsters on lower wages that they do want. So the world is going, in terms of football, is going young. So we are at a very good advantage as far as that's concerned.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And KMT Sports, nice to see you out there. Hope you're doing well. And Rich Money Makers is saying Justin Ibali likes Brian and Boma over okay, just CFC Dante and okay, just discussing him. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. We will be having a Nani Neto and all the names you mentioned there. Look, I think we're loaded, but that doesn't mean if we can bring in any player we believe is better than one of the players we currently do have, uh, we're not going to do it. That's what big clubs do. If you feel you can do better than the player you have, you bring in the player in question and let go the one you already have if they're not willing to compete. More importantly, to be clear, I'm gonna scroll down. I think I saw Ty. I'm looking for him to say hi to him. Quite a lot, 115 messages. We can read all of them. Just having a good conversation there. So I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom and then try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. When here we go, I honestly do not know when that's gonna happen. I think Liverpool will win at the league again next season. Let me say this. I think Liverpool will struggle next season. I'm going to say this. The way they ended the season, I get the argument they've already won it, so naturally they took their feet off the pedal. Yada, yada, yada. They're not going to win it next season. Let me not go to the extent of saying they will struggle, but they're not going to win it next season. You can clip that.
Well, Salah's a year older, and if he gets an injury, well, that's 80% of their goals and assists.
So they're not gonna win it next season. Clip that if you're still there. What else do we have? And we have Ty in the house. Ty says, I have been waiting for 30 minutes to be acknowledged. The chat is so full. And Nkunku's contract is until 2029, which means 4 years. Woo! Or three and something, right?
3.5, yeah.
Wow. So yeah, we're not going to be in a hurry to sell him. So if you want Nkunku, you better pay up. Ty, thank you so much for
Exactly.
that
Not
information.
not
You
for
know what
peanuts.
to do. Sorry?
Not for peanuts.
He's
So
not going to go for peanuts now.
my message to Nkunku is fix your face if you don't want to end up sitting in the reserves. We can't be dealing with this nonsense from these players. I know he's on big wages. That's the unfortunate thing. But this geezer has years of contract left, big wages, and he's doing this, behaving like a spoilt child. No, we can't have that crap from him. Yeah, he can go, but we have to be paid for it. And all the more reason why we have to be paid is that this geezer came to Chelsea and was injured. He sat on the flipping injury table for a whole effing season and did nothing. The next season, he's barely in and out of injury. He comes on the pitch and he's blooming walking around like he's picking roses in his back garden. No, we can't have that from him. I'm really disappointed in Nkunku. I expected so much more. So if this geezer wants something, he wants to leave, fine, get in the queue. If someone's going to pay money for you, great. If not, mate, you better put in some performances or you will sit on the bench or you will sit in the stands. We can't keep getting this from these players.
Yeah, and here's what the turn off for me is what I perceive as lack of commitment from his end. In all honesty, and he had the opportunity to sit and take it, which you can I wouldn't say down to him because he was deployed on the left, then centrally and all that, and the manager's approach may have been an issue for him, but you could argue overall the Premier League, in my
Coach,
opinion.
I ain't
Yeah,
buying that.
yeah.
Yeah, he just couldn't make the gravy. Look, I ain't buying that. Yeah, yes, he wasn't a striker, but everything was done by the club to try and accommodate Nkunku. Sometimes we'll play him as an 8, we'll play him as a 10, we'll play him on the left, we'll play him on the right, we'll play him down the middle. We were moving him around to find his sweet spot, the place where he'll come and give us a performance. He did nothing. There has to be a point where the accountability lies with the player. He is a senior player. Nkunku is not a kid. Nkunku was there as a senior player.
And should be
Yay!
one of the leaders.
Exactly. Yeah, he got a few goals here and there. Fine, granted, but he's not given enough. Nowhere near enough to what the club has given him. I'm not happy with Nkunku. I'm so disappointed. He's been paid well. He's been given a security with a good long contract. And deliver on the field. You're a professional, for goodness sake. Even if you don't wear Chelsea on your heart, it's your job. It's your job. You're being paid well. And you're meant to be a talented senior player. Nah, the geezer needs to sort himself out as far as I'm concerned.
All right, I like this comment here. 2019 is when your comment will be read, according to James Scott, given what Ty said. Hi to you too. Is that Mafam? That sounds like an Igbo name. I'm not sure if I'm correct. If they buy Isaac, they will. I don't think we're going to buy Isaac. I don't think Newcastle will be looking to sell Isaac either. They have Champions League football also. Liverpool will not win the Premier League. That's a given. More competition, more horsepower in other teams. Yep. Manchester City will be more stabilized. Chelsea will be more stabilized. Arsenal also. It's going to be tight. They probably will struggle to finish in the top 5, honestly. Just remember I said that. But they're not going to win it more overall. Tell everyone and Dante that we are going in for big signing, e.g. Pedro Neto, top secret, and I will keep everyone updated. Okay. As an example. Okay, let's see what
Yeah,
happens. Letness is greatness. Yep. Ty, but thank you for joining. I appreciate you joining. You know what to do. Nkunku needs to be loaned out or sold. Loan is an option. If Ferran buys, I think we'll probably loan him out. I mean, we took care of him for like 2 seasons, and he doesn't want to be with us. I think, in all honesty, he saying that he doesn't want to be with us is just an assumption. It's easy, but in my case, what I saw for me did come across to me as him not being committed to the course. I could be wrong, I could be correct, but that's what his body language gives off. And when he had the opportunity, he didn't take it. So I'm not sure what to make of his situation right now. Captain Odegaard will not lead Arsenal to nothing, and Pep is over the hill. Liverpool or Newcastle will win it. Newcastle will not win the league. Not yet.
So we
Tyson,
finish above Newcastle, and a Chelsea fan is saying that they'll win it, and we finished higher than them. Okay.
Nkunku doesn't suit the Premier League. I think that's all you could say. The most justifiable, you could say the most accurate thing to say. Overall, I think he's going to struggle in the Premier League. In all honesty, so Dante, let's transition because I'm not sure how much time you have here. Why
Yep,
are
10
we
minutes.
bent about 10 minutes?
Yep.
Okay, why are we bent on signing Ekitike? I think for me, overall competition for Jackson.
Yeah, look, the only way I see it is replacement for Jackson, not competition for Jackson. Because yeah, look, if he's coming in, like I said, he's 100 mil. Even if that's what they put the price on him, now they might not get that, but they're not going to get too much less than that. Maybe 70 mil. If he's coming in for 70 mil, he's not coming for competition for Jackson. He's coming to start over Jackson. And yes, that does happen in football still. Yes, if a player comes in for 70 million, he gets the chance to start, and unless he goes really bad and no good, that's different. That's different story. But if he comes in, Jackson is not starting. I can guarantee you for 70 mil. So yeah, that's why I say I just don't see that happening. Um, I don't see I don't see us spending that much money. It just doesn't make
All right.
sense for all the reasons I said earlier. The number of goals, first real year in the Bundesliga, very young, still a little bit raw in some aspects. Not much physicality. There's a lot of red flags there we talked about in Nkunku not suiting the Premier League. Well, I think there's a few red flags there. Ekitike not suiting the Premier League either. So yeah, for me, it's way too risky to spend that much money on that player. Now, maybe if Jackson leaves, then maybe, but even then, I still have some red flags, like I said, about uh, him playing in the Premier League. So, personally, I would not go for him. No, I would definitely not go for him. Definitely not at that money. Maybe if it was 30 mil, like Jackson was, maybe worth a risk, but then the risk is not that high. The reward's much higher. But this other way around, the risk is way, 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 way too high to go for him, in my personal opinion.
All right, one more question before you leave, just quickly. Just give me a few minutes. I'm sure you spent 4 minutes, around 4 minutes of the 10 minutes you said.
That
Kunku doesn't
was
sit.
1 minute, coach.
Okay, the Prince is here. Big up, Kuchi. Happy Sunday to you too. I do hope you're doing well. The Prince, Newcastle will finish above Chelsea next season. Okay, I'll remember that. You remember that too. They are getting
Coach, are you
better
going to church today?
every year. No, I don't think so. It's not going to happen today. But usually the criteria, my wife usually what she does, are Chelsea playing today? Once it's no, it's okay, we're going to church. But I have other things I want to take care of. Bayern want Nkunku with breaking news coming out today from the Football Insider. Big Angie is being sacked by Tottenham. If they get a top manager, he may go there. They are also in the Champions League. But that's by the way, Dante, here's another topic I want you to talk about before I go to Bobby. Jennings, Rory, is that how you pronounce his first name?
Oh
Rory.
God.
What is wrong with him? So he's basically saying that it was Cole Palmer's brilliance that won us that game against Betis. Part of it, his brilliance. Yeah, I agree.
Of course, a
But
part of it. Yeah.
did Cole Palmer create the chance for himself? Did Cole Palmer use a joystick and control Enzo Fernandez, put him where he knows the ball will land? Did the same thing with Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah.
What sort of a
Palmer made
human
the run
being
as well.
is he? Yeah, make the run for him.
He
What
put the header
what
in
is
as well.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So he assisted himself. What is wrong with him, really?
Coach, we should not talk about that guy on this show ever, because that guy doesn't deserve to be talked about as a Chelsea fan, to be honest. He's one of the worst Chelsea fans you can ever have representing this club at that level. I have no idea how he gets on there. Obviously, it's probably connections or who knows what is, but he's all he does is talk bad about Chelsea. And yeah, again, another one of
It
these.
looks like that's his brand.
That's his brand. That's what he likes doing. And you know why? Because in the media, pretty much 95% of them are against Chelsea, like Bobby likes to say. So if he does that, he's very popular. A Chelsea guy saying it that way, well, he's very popular. So I think that's the only way he keeps his jobs, to be honest.
Wow. Bobby, let's hear you. What do you make of that, really?
Sorry, of what? What's
Rory Jennings saying that it was just Cole Palmer's that won us that game. That had it not been for Cole Palmer, that's it. We wouldn't have won that game.
No coaching,
You
no
know,
other players, no nothing.
the only reason I know about people like Rory Jennings is because of these sort of platforms. He's a nobody that we try and turn into somebody because maybe he has a few followers here and there for whatever reason. I don't listen to people like that, to be honest. I would never have known what he said if you guys didn't tell me. That goes to show how, what importance I give to what he says. Are there people out there listening to him? Well, clearly there are because that's how I
They
get
are in
to
the
what I.
300s, right? 300,000 followers. That's what the
He
number
hasn't
of
got
his
that many, to
followers.
be honest. It's not that many followers, to be honest. There's people way more followers
No,
than
no,
him. But
his
like, he's
YouTube
got
channel.
connections, and he's on
Yeah,
these shows, and he talks shit about Chelsea. And like I said, all the other pundits love it because they hate Chelsea anyway.
You just
So this
spoke
is how he
French.
keeps his job, by talking rubbish about Chelsea
You just
yeah.
spoke French.
They're,
as
they're,
a
they're
Chelsea fan.
It's possible you have people like that, and he's probably one of them. I have no time for or respect for people like that. I can't. They wouldn't ever have the courage to talk to me on any platform because I'll tear them a new one.
Yeah,
It's as
exactly.
simple as that. They don't know I've forgotten more about football than they will ever know. Let's put it that way. So Rory Jennings, it saddens me that he influences young people. He influences young fans. He influences fans that are still getting to know a lot of things about the club, about
It's only the ones
media.
that hate the ownership, Bobby. The rest, I will give him a lot of shit. Like if you see under his posts, all
Oh,
of
there you go.
they give him hell, but it's all the ones that hate the ownership and the mineral cult and that follow him basically.
Which is unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, if he's talking crap, that's what he does, isn't it? So we're here to dispel people like that, and we continue. I really don't find him important. The one that really disappointed me, because I really used to like him in the beginning, was Minerals. I liked that geezer. I thought he was proper Chelsea. Apparently, he's a season ticket holder. One of those that I was hoping, oh, if I ever see him at the bridge, I'll just pop round, say hello, and say, okay, this is the first time you've actually seen me in the flesh. But he just ended up being, I don't know what happened to him. I just can't understand that mentality. But it is what it is. That's where
Listen,
we find
he does
ourselves.
his thing. I don't care. We're
Yeah,
just not the
yeah.
same. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, true. I can't say I care, but the only reason I care, of sorts, is because I liked him. And when you like someone and they turn around and be the complete opposite of who you thought they were, it's disappointing. I remember I've been on his platform in the early days, to show how much respect for him. I subscribed, I was a member. But when I saw the crap coming over and over again, of course, I cancelled all that stuff and walked away. Um, there's like another guy. Do you remember in the years ago, we had this guy. I've even almost forgotten his name now. He used to host platforms. I was as dedicated to his platform at one time, even more than yours, Coach. I think there's another one that Max introduced me to, and suddenly he just started attacking everybody. I don't
Who's
know
this,
what
Bobby?
happened to. I've forgotten. Is it? Oh, what was his name? Bad Chelsea. Bad. Um. Oh gosh. You see how when you switch somebody off your mind, they're really off your mind. Chelsea. Bad. Bald-headed guy. Um. He was
No.
really. I really liked the guy, but suddenly he just cut me off, shut me down, accused me of something. I was like, "What are you talking about, mate?" Um, oh gosh, what's his name? Chelsea, bad Chelsea, bad
All right.
Chelsea.
You
Oh, some,
just speak
some,
about it when you remember, Bobby. Let's
It'll
answer
come
the
to you
yeah,
question
one
on the
day.
screen.
yeah. I think he was a Middle Eastern guy. We all used to talk on his platform, and suddenly he just turned on everyone. But I don't know where he is now because I don't see him streaming anymore now. So don't know
So,
what happened there.
Yeah, let's move on from that one. But Liam Delap undergoing his medical, probably done by now because this was early in the morning when I had this open. Uh, let's see anything else important here. I don't think we have much to talk about actually, and we have this message from Godwin Amagatse. Good afternoon to you two. Watching the show live from Ghana. Which players are leaving? Wow.
Big
Some
list.
of the bat, you could say certainly we're sure are leaving. Ben Chilwell has, let's just stick with has to leave. Whether he ends up leaving, I don't know. Nkunku, most likely. Joao Felix, I'm not too sure because how much I believe Chelsea will ask for potential buyers. Uh, I don't think Joao Felix leaves this summer. Who else? There are a few other players. Kepa Arrizabalaga, certainly. Maybe Petrovic, I'm not too sure. I can't decide. But we've been told that he will come back, be part of the preseason tour, and the manager will take a closer look at him. And people are saying, I didn't watch Strasbourg that much. People are saying that he's improved in terms of uh, his ability on the ball. But we'll see. So that I cannot assure you that list is correct. What are the names that I mentioned that they're certainly leaving, but Kepa Balaga certainly. And for 7 million, Dante, that's how much you said the price is, right?
Yeah, Bournemouth can get him for 7 million if they want. Yes.
Yeah. So what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes will go along with this particular news here. Why did I click that? Branthwaite. It looks like we're serious. It was Tabejo that talked about his injury issues. This reads Chelsea want Jareod Branthwaite and have reached out on the player side. So far, the asking price is too high, but there's a feeling that the defender is destined to move this window, and Chelsea sends an opportunity. That's according to Simon Phillips. I like him, but yeah, we did talk about his injury record. Um, I'm not sure what to make of that. And there's another brother here. Guto, hi to you too. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. And we have Jacob Ayate. Good afternoon from Ghana. Are we going for another striker? Osimhen? Okay. I'm gonna say the same thing I said when somebody.
Oh, I remember the name now, Coach. I remember it was Baggy TV. That's it.
Oh, you're talking about Mo.
Remember that geezer? Yeah, that's right. He
I
just
think Mo had let's talk about what we're here for. Mo had
well,
issues with a lot of people.
he just ghosted everyone,
Yeah.
attacked everyone. I was like, what in the world?
And he lost it. He lost it on Max. But that's something
Anyway,
let's do what we're here for. I think I did suspect he was the one you were thinking about, but wasn't too sure. For Osimhen, nobody's sure what's going to happen. And in my opinion, I'd say I don't see him coming to Chelsea. I'm not saying for certain that will end up being the case. I don't work for the club. I don't know if we can afford his salary. Peter Okoye, you're from Ghana. I'm quite sure you know P Square. You know one of the twin brothers is a huge Chelsea fan, which is I think Peter himself. He said that they're still working on it. They're still pushing him like they did last transfer window. That they will be on it till the transfer window closes. And Mikel, if you listen to him, he's basically saying Osimhen to Chelsea is just a phone call away. That they've done all the groundwork last transfer window. So all that is left is whether Chelsea will be able to pay him what he's asking for. And that's just that. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'd say he will most likely end up in Saudi Arabia, but that's just my opinion anyway. Big up to you too, Chas Shanks. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you.
I actually gotta
Uh,
go, so just say goodbye. Take
all
care,
right, all
guys.
right, all right, man. Thank you.
See you next show.
Uh,
Bye bye.
you're done too.
all right, talk to you later. What do you think about? I think he's good. Uh, Whether he leaves Juventus, I don't know. Whether we're serious about signing him, I don't know. He's good, fits the profile, the age bracket of the sort of players we sign, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure what players we're serious about signing. Colwell and Badiashile. Colwell isn't going. Colwell is actually one of our most improved players this season.
And one of
He's
our most
improved.
he's one of the
Yeah.
the spine of the new Chelsea.
Yep, I agree.
Coach,
He is. Yeah.
I got to ask you, what on earth is going on in Paris? I don't
I
understand.
don't
You
know.
know,
Even but they knew it was going to happen. Actually, they
they
knew it was
knew.
going to happen. Yeah,
Is
which
that
is why
rival
they
fans?
went to the stores of the club and barricaded it with extra protection even before the final started. And during the post game interview, I think Dembele suspected something like that would happen. So as he was speaking to Thierry Henry, he did use that opportunity to tell them, please keep it, uh, keep don't. But I don't know what sort of celebration that is.
It doesn't make sense.
It
Tell the
does.
police he should be talking to the fans.
Yeah,
I wouldn't blame the police for being heavy-handed in this situation because it's just violence and destruction. And why? It makes no sense. That's not celebrating. That's something else. That's I can't support that, coach. That's just
yeah.
crazy.
I can't either. And this here, Cowell and Badiashile, Cowell certainly stayed. Badiashile, and actually, we were told, was it 2 months ago, that he's actually one of those players that the club isn't looking to. He's not. They're not looking to sell him. The hierarchy isn't looking to sell Badiashile. I think he suits the way Maresca likes to play. He's capable of orchestrating defense splitting passes from our defensive line, and that's huge. And he can also defend on his day. We must get Nico Williams, Vincent Uish. I don't know how you pronounce your last name. We may well end up getting him, but I don't think it'd be easy. His salary is already on 250, which is an issue for me. And another factor is that I'm not sure whether there are I'm not sure about the clubs that are interested in signing him. If he has plenty of options on the table, then probably it will be a lot more difficult to sign him because, yeah, we offer heavily incentivized wages. Not our club. Our clubs don't do that. Nico Williams is an upgrade from. Nah, they're different a bit. I think it's more direct. But I think a lot of people underrate Sancho really, and Madrid maybe, but Sancho no. I wouldn't say that. Yes, we must also get Eberici Eze. I like Eberici Eze, but we're not looking to sign him. Anything else to address? The lab we talked about, Brent White. Nothing new here, so I'm gonna go see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. Then we will address those and call it a day. We've been streaming it for 2 hours and 12 minutes, so let's see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. And if they did, then we'll address them and call it a day. And if you have any questions, then that I still have Bobby here, please drop it in the chat and we'll try to address it. All right, let's see. Go to Vince's main page. More likes, people, more likes, 34 likes, 35 likes. We still have 87 people following the show, but I don't know why we're stuck in 35. We couldn't even hit 40. Coach, you really think Sancho is better than Nico? I think they're different a bit. Nico is more direct. Um, um, uh, I would say for me, Sancho. For me, maybe I need to watch Nico more. Sancho is more of again more of a creator than Nico, in my opinion. But both are creators, though. Okay, Ben Jacobs. Let's see. I think this is new. We haven't addressed this. It says if Sancho and Chelsea cannot agree terms, they will return him to Manchester United for a fee, £5 million penalty fee, and then we have to wait and see because I don't think it's a clear cut as Garnacho and Rashford. His case is complicated, and I think his salary is an issue, but let's see. There could be a way of Sancho being reintegrated at Manchester United if he's returned.
There's no complication there, coach.
I'm just
Fact of
saying
the
the
matter is
complication means, I mean, his
he has
salary.
to take a salary cut.
He
There's
has to
no
take a pay cut,
you
yeah.
know, there's no pretense in it. He's a pay cut. Join Chelsea. We can't give him any other special guarantees. We like him. He's been very useful in the club, but he needs to fit the wage structure, which isn't bad. He's going to end up with at least 150k a week, as opposed to his 250k a week. If that's okay with him, fine. If not, fine. It's really that simple. It's we can't complicate it any further. It's that simple. If he wants it, he can take it. If he doesn't, then everybody has to look elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's business for all parties involved. I think I don't know, except if I don't know what's going to happen, but I'd like him to stay.
I would
Honestly,
like him to stay
yeah.
as well. I think he's been very useful, especially coming off the bench. Especially coming off the bench. I think he's he really fits the team. But money has a huge say in everything, and it'll be up to him to decide what he wants.
I'd rather him than Nani Madueke because he's more of a productive drive. He's a more productive dribbler than Nani Madueke, actually, in my opinion. But DJ saying Bradley Bacola could be an option as our next winger. The word reports they will sell at the right price. Okay. Um, how good is Delap? Delap is still very young. He's still raw. He can shoot with both feet. He's he's powerful. He's a powerful number nine. Makes good runs, but Jackson again, he's not that sort of player that creates a lot for his teammates. Um, I think he's still very raw and eventually will become more polished as he plays more games, but he still has a long way to go. But as I've said before, the one thing that gives me hope is that he has much better conversion rate than Nicholas Jackson. Even though he's not a replacement for Nicholas Jackson, at least if you have him on the pitch, he do a lot better than Nicholas Jackson in terms of putting away chances that come his way. Um, he shoots instinctively, which one of the things I argue that Nicholas Jackson, if he starts doing that, he'd have a much better goal tally than he had last season. But he doesn't shoot instinctively. He hardly ever does. He almost always hesitates before taking a shot. But the lap shoots instinctively, left foot, right foot. Once he gets a chance, he shoots. Sometimes he tries to shoot even from an impossible angle, actually, which is very common with young players. Over time, he'll become more polished and a much better player. I think it's good, but at this point, it's important to just stick with. He has high potential. Yeah, his ceiling is high. Whether he gets there, I don't know. It's up to him to prove that. But that's by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And Tony Aroma Basanta, Eze is not an upgrade on Madueke. Okay, are we in any way linked with Bacola? I'm not sure, but what people are saying seem suggested that's the case.
Bakola last night he played exactly like Matweke. He didn't show himself to be anything special. Did you see those chances he was missing?
Yeah, was he the one about side netting and all that? Uh,
Bakola side netting,
mhm.
ballooning over the crossbar. Nah, he was showing himself to just be a. I thought he played even worse than Madweke, to be honest. And it's on that stage that you really see who's who. So no, no.
Yeah,
Look, I don't know. If I saw Madweke next season, I wouldn't be too alarmed because I know he's developing. But now it's up to him to show that he is developing. Because for me, I don't see much difference in between what he did this season to last season, apart from be fitter. That's all. I don't see him finishing better. I don't see him passing more. I don't see him, his chance creation wasn't. I mean, I'm sure if somebody has the stats, they may argue and say it was, but I think optically it wasn't necessarily better. And in that instance, I have some concerns. But If next season you see him, be able to create and score, for example, the goal that Sancho did at in the in the Conference League final, I couldn't see Madueke doing that. He could play for 180 minutes, and I couldn't see him do that. That's the difference, and I want to be able to see him score those type of goals.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. What do we have here? DJ saying he cannot see Sancho dropping his wages, and I wouldn't blame him if he does that. It's business for all parties involved. And yeah, but I think they will find a solution because the manager likes him, and I think we want to keep him. Sancho's effort is definitely not 300k a week, more of 100k. But United, they pay ridiculous wages there. Honestly, they pay crazy wages, and it's not like it's incentivized, except if it is, and I don't know, but it's crazy. Mudrik can also be sold to raise. You can't sell them until the whole saga is over. No club will come to buy him now that they're not sure. Actually, I'm not sure what's going on with his case. You're not sure. The last thing we heard was that he passed a lie detector test. So even at that, I don't see any club buying him. I don't think he's actually even allowed to be transferred to another club since his case is still. Should I don't know if it'd be correct to say pending, but not sorted out. Maybe is the more would be the more accurate because we haven't heard anything even since after we heard the second test and yada yada yada. But if it depends on how quickly the issue is resolved. If the issue is resolved as soon as you can say before the start of the season, I don't think the club will look to sell him. But that's just my opinion anyway. Yeah, we need an experienced striker according to Aholo Paul. Aholo, nice to see you. And John, thank you for joining back. I do hope you're doing well. And don't bother, I will take care of the moderator thing. So let's see. Any other thing here to address X via midfielder Lee Hendry tells the lab to join Arsenal instead of Chelsea. It's a bit too late. And Arsenal actually didn't want him. Arsenal were focused on other targets. And they are pushing to sign Benjamin Sheshko. And nice to see you, GFC. Gobert, big up, brother. It's been a minute. We are expecting you to join us on the panel for the Chelsea Alliance show, but I don't know. You're a very busy man. But I miss talking with you, brother. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join us. I'll try to reach out as soon as I can. Make sure you all hit the like button, people. The likes do go a long way. We had 120 people watching a few minutes ago. Why are we still stuck on 35? We still have 74 people following the show. But usually on a vertical format, people don't easily find the like option. To find the like option, press and hold your screen. If you're using a mobile device, for just about a second, you'd see the bells and whistles. There, like option, comment, share. We need more likes, people. We can do a lot better than 36 likes. Let me see if anything new has emerged. Okay. Chelsea have previously shown an interest in Benjamin Sesko and could try to get involved if they miss out on other targets. Guardian Sports. This one is interesting, Bobby. So this may well be a giveaway that we could still sign another striker, another more traditional number 9. Yeah, an interesting news indeed. Because I thought Arsenal were the only ones interested in signing Benjamin Sheshko. Honestly. What else do we have here? Okay. DJ has breaking news for us. He says, breaking news, Alejandro Garnacho wants to join Chelsea over Napoli. The question is, I was going to say, the question is, are we interested? Yeah, duh. We've been interested in signing him for a while now. So I should just pay attention to the asking price and how much you end up paying for him, if in fact we're seriously interested in signing him. But wow, Garnacho. Okay, I'm not gonna judge by what I've seen, because if you ask me, I'd say don't sign him. But I've seen players switch clubs and start firing on all cylinders. If we're truly interested in signing Garnacho, I hope he turns it up if he ends up joining Chelsea.
I, I,
Go ahead.
uh, I'm not convinced by this Garnacho noise. If a player isn't making it at Man United, why are we looking at a failed player? It doesn't always work. In fact, most of the time, it doesn't work out. I think Raheem Sterling should be enough example for us to know about players that really, I think there was a lot of overhyping of Raheem Sterling throughout his career. And when he came to Chelsea and he had to really be the big dog, he was found out.
And he
I'm
was
not,
hyped so much that he actually got into his head that he's one of the best players in the world.
yeah, exactly. I thought he was a passenger. I thought he was a player that missed a lot of chances all through his career. Garnacho, I don't see what we're doing with him. Why the link? It makes no sense to me. What is he going to do at Chelsea that he hasn't done at Man United? Um, I can't. I'm not convinced by that one. Especially in a world where we're looking at Gittins. I'd rather see him than Garnacho.
Yeah, it's for me. I have no choice, but it looks like we're seriously interested in signing him. DJ, I think we've addressed that. Or maybe Jackson is getting sold to make way for Osimhen, which is completely. You completely agree with that. Jackson isn't going anywhere, honestly. I got it with that Ganacho news. Yeah, it's painful, but I can't. What can I do? And what can we do? Yeah, no way. And he calls you BJ. I like that one too. Ganacho is actually better than Sancho, in my opinion. Wow. I think you like controversy, but I'm not talking. From now on, I'm not going to talk to you again, Charles. Ganacho is toxic, but the boy is talented. I think he's he's talented, really. We just cannot have him and Sancho in the same locker room. Ooh, interesting perspective. All right. Anything else there? Alejandro Garnacho is expected to cost around 40 million if United allow him to leave. Chelsea have been monitoring his situation. 40 million won't be bad. As bad as we believe he's been at United, 40 million will not be bad. We simply cannot go into next season with Madueke and Sancho again. We need upgrades, especially for Madueke. Sancho will be all right. While Chelsea are to be considering an attempt to bring Morgoy back to Stamford Bridge, there were reports that a 24-year-old is considering running down his contract at Selhurst Park. Interesting. Looks like they are reluctant to let him go, or maybe the asking price probably is something that's annoying him because when you do that to player at one point, they if they don't have again too much left on their current contract, they'd run it down. CFC Bayern, Chelsea are firmly in the lead for Hugo Ekitike. They are already in dialogue with the player side and could soon get serious. But Liverpool are also still in the race despite the upcoming record transfer of Florian Wirtz. Okay. Anything else here? Liam Delap undergoing his medical at Chelsea. Nothing new has emerged. Bobby, anything else you want to talk about it before? You want to talk about before we call it a day? And if you have any questions and you're in the comment section, drop it there. We'll try to address it.
Sorry, coach. What was that?
Anything else you want us to talk about before we call it a day?
No, not at the moment. It's interesting times. I know Delap's medical has been brought forward to today. I think this coming week is going to be pretty interesting in the transfer market. It's going to
Indeed.
certainly open our eyes to where we're going with that market.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Thank you so much, Bobby. I want to say thank you to Bobby and also the captain of the community, Constantine Dantu, who was here and had to go take care of his boy. And we have Markin Newman, who says the Ganacho Talks is just a trolling Chelsea fans. That may well be the case, honestly. And we have Charles Shanks. Thank you for joining us. GFC Gobert. Thank you for joining us. And DJ Sav also. And Ty was here. Moderator John was also here. Ahola Paul, all of you. If I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And Cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stanford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and then with a love did storm. Every phone says to there, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna
Wake up, it's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd.